Welcome back, everybody, to the John Ronnie Show here yet again with Uncle Steve, sipping on Aperol Spritz. There's a reason for that, because you just went on a phenomenal vacation to the motherland.
To the motherland, yes.
Better known as Italy. Now,
Italia.
I want to hear, I haven't heard anything about this trip yet, so I want to hear from start to finish.
Okay.
But you had something going on with the drive here today, correct?
You know what? It's just funny, like driving here, and I'm coming up the Parkway, Turnpike, and as I'm on the Turnpike, I'm on the Bay Bridge, the Bay Extension, whatever you guys call it, and I'm just like, I started laughing because I'm thinking about, I was a trooper working at Newark on the Turnpike, and there used to be a thing like in the mornings where people would ride on the shoulder riders. It's big ticket,
Shoulder
5 points. People just get on the shoulder, blast up the shoulder past traffic. Kind of pisses everybody off. It's very popular with the crowd. The people that are waiting in traffic love to see people get pulled over when riding on the shoulder. So one day I'm sitting there, right lane, looking in my side mirror. I see this big black car coming up, and he's flying. Rocks are flying out. He's hitting people's windshields with the rocks. I'm like, holy shit. I look, lo and behold, it's a Chinese guy blowing up the shoulder. I pull him over, and I go up to the car, and the guy's like rocking in the car. And I go, state police, license, registration, the whole thing. And he looks at me, and he goes, gotta go bathroom. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, holy shit. It's gotten to China where they're going to use this stupid excuse. Right. I got to go to the bathroom. Never bought it. If anything, I would follow people off the exit, bring them to a gas station, say, go to the bathroom, write them a ticket, and go, here you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy, I'm like, nah, listen, you're going to your sweatshop, and, you're going to make T-shirts.
Right. Whatever
you're doing, you don't have to go to the bathroom. He goes, God, go bathroom. Got river problem. I'm like, you got a river problem? He goes, got river problem. Got go bathroom. I'm like,
river problem?
Liver. Oh. I go, you got a liver problem. You got to go to the bathroom. I go, okay. I go, well, listen, you just got to hold it for a minute and, just stay put. I'll be right back. I go back. I'm writing a ticket. I keep looking up. The car is rocking.
Oh.
The car's rocking. I'm right now. All of a sudden, I start sweating. I'm like, oh my God, this guy might really have to go to the bathroom.
He has river problems.
He's got river problems. So I start writing the ticket faster because now I feel bad. And as I get out of my car, the car stops to rock. It stops rocking.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. I get a little closer. Oh yeah. It smelled. It was horrific.
No.
This guy all over the place in his car, in his pants. He shit his pants. And I go, I'm like, sir, I go, the information's on the back. I go, listen, if you go to court, I'll make sure that, we work this out in court. I go, you could get right off here in Hoboken. But I mean, like the river problem, the bathroom, the shaking. I mean, it's just one of like, I don't know. I could, like that Bay Bridge, so much stuff, has happened on that bridge.
Did you take that excuse with a little more caution after that? Like when somebody said, I got to go to the bathroom, did you ever believe them after that?
No.
You still
never believed.
Because they weren't rocking in their car like this guy was.
If you're even rocking in the car, even I still don't believe you.
I guess at this, like,
but I would, but I did. But what I always tried to do, like if somebody told me I got to go to the bathroom, I don't believe you, but I would be like, okay, give me your license registration. I'm gonna follow you off the exit, and go to the bathroom.
Right. Why didn't you do it with that guy?
I was far from the exit.
Oh,
and you know what?
Middle of a bridge.
You catch people in the wrong mood. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood to be nice that day.
You didn't have to.
I didn't have to. I don't believe you. But I should have believed that poor guy.
That poor guy.
Yeah.
He hates cops now.
Oh, he hates cops.
Rightfully so, I think.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, it's all right. Maybe we can talk about the Bay Bridge some other time. But today I want to hear. So you flew in to Rome, correct?
Yes.
From Newark?
No. So everything was going on in Newark with the shutting down and the FAA, and they're losing play. You know, I don't know how you.
How is it now? Did they fix it?
No, I don't think they fixed it.
It's a shit show over there.
It's a total shit show. And like United Airlines was literally sending me messages. If you can change your flight because you might not get out. And I'm like, oh my God. So I said to Anita, my wife Anita, holy shit, we got to change. I go try to find a flight out of JFK. She's like, Steve, don't worry about it. How could we not get out? I'm like, listen, it's me and we could not get out. So let's go. She finds the exact same flight, times, everything, leaving from JFK.
Really?
It was perfect.
United?
No. Nope. It was, what did we fly there on? American.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also nice.
American.
Yeah.
Well, one of the best airlines.
Yeah.
Bruno worked there for
He did.
years.
My
grandfather.
American Airlines. That's right.
Hell yeah, he did. So American Airlines, I was thinking about Bruno. JFK Airport is beautiful. I got to tell you, it was beautiful. Everything was great. And
Such a bad rap, too.
I don't know why.
It wasn't ranked like one of the worst in the country.
It wasn't that hard to get to.
Joe, look up worst airlines in the country. I believe either Newark or JFK or LaGuardia is like
LaGuardia is beautiful
top
now.
10.
If you could fly out of there now, it's beautiful.
Really?
Like,
I've stayed away because of how bad the rep is.
Nope. It's not that bad to get to. And in JFK Airport, have you ever heard of Wolfert stockings?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because I've been there.
Wolfert stockings.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. They have a Wolfert stocking kiosk. Right?
Yes.
You could buy them like you're buying like Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
So I happen to, it's no secret. I have a little bit of a stocking fetish.
You do?
So, oh yeah.
You weren't here last episode?
He talked about his stocking fetish. Where was I?
Oh no, maybe that was off camera.
You talked about your stocking fetish off camera?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, he did.
What do you?
I don't think I'd like to talk about it.
Well,
Never mind, we won't speak about it. But
Wait,
yeah,
No, I can talk about it.
Top
I don't
5.
care.
What do you mean
Yeah.
you have a stocking fetish?
Oh my God! Like
My
wife puts pantyhose on or stockings or thigh highs or something. It makes me nuts.
Oh, I thought you meant you liked wearing.
Oh no.
Okay. You like when other.
No,
okay.
Ashpet. No.
All right, now we're okay. You clarified for me.
Whoa.
That's why I was like, what
No,
are you
let me
talking
clarify this
about?
for
What are you
everyone.
talking
Yeah, I
about?
do not like wearing stockings.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Okay, I'm not Joe Namath. I don't put them on just to be warm.
That's what I thought you were talking. Now,
No.
I think that's kind of an age thing, though. I think as you get older, you start appreciating things like the lingerie.
No,
and the
I gotta tell you,
stockings
from when I was a kid, I always loved them.
Really?
I think you're the weird one.
I'm the weird one.
Yeah.
Pantyhose, stocking, the whole thing. Just
Gets you
and
going.
the Wolfert. Oh my God! And my barber, forget it. He's a freak for him.
Oh, so that's you guys vibe.
While he's cutting my hair, forget it. I start talking about, or he starts talking about stockings, and the other people in the barbershop are getting uncomfortable.
I was about to say maybe it's a little uncomfortable for you guys getting horned up when you guys.
Hey, listen, I could care less.
No,
it's
it's you and him at that point. That's
hey,
hilarious.
everybody has their kryptonite,
and that's yours.
and that's mine.
Interesting.
And my wife knows.
Well, that's good.
She doesn't wear them all the time, but every once in a while, she has beautiful legs. So I mean, it's amazing.
I
Why
think
is
this
that
guy
bad?
might be. Oh, let me not say it. I guess.
But
Well, I shouldn't say
You like
it.
men, John?
do I like men? No,
Yeah.
I'm not gay. I've just never. It's one of those things where like I've never really put thought into it. And girls my age don't necessarily walk around in stockings and lingerie,
Well,
That's what makes it even better.
Right, so
that's
it's real
right.
rare when
Every
it
once in a
happens.
while, it's a rare occurrence.
Ladies, grab some stockings. You may
Yes.
be turning guys on.
The
Please.
Never
fishnets
knew.
do nothing for you?
I don't know. Never really like put that into thought. I'm sure I would appreciate it if I saw it.
God.
I've never gone out of my way and said like, hey, you should put some fishnet on.
The socks up to here?
Right, the thigh highs.
You guys are, I don't know.
Get out of here, bird.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. Maybe
Anyways,
I'll think about this now.
It's top 5 worst airport in the
It
country.
is, right? So
In
yeah,
the
so top
country.
5 worst airports in the
Oh
country
my
are.
God, I can't believe I had a great experience.
Give us top 5.
They just redid it though.
But give us top 5. I think it's
You saw the
Yeah,
new construction
yeah,
too. Yeah.
Yep. Doing everything.
so. Give us the top 5 worst airports in the
Of well, it says busiest. Doesn't say worst, but busy we could count as worst. Okay, let me see.
Not really, because if they're efficient. And I don't think that's.
Top 10 worsts. Number 1, Ronald Reagan National Airport.
Where's that?
Chicago, right?
No,
No, DC.
Wait,
DC.
hold on. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bro. Have you never read a list before? Who starts with the worst?
This is like the ChatGPT version.
Oh my
Because they're
god.
not giving me. Okay, let's see if the New York Post.
ChatGPT.
The New York Post is gonna try to get money from me.
Uh-oh.
No. All right, let's see.
We're gonna have to chop this segment up.
Nah, relax.
Test.
Test. Okay, I gotta go by 5. Okay, 5.
There you go. Top 5 worst airports in the country, please, Joe.
We're starting at 4 on this list.
That's fine.
All right. Number 4, JFK.
Wow, that's
Number
crazy.
4. I had a great experience.
What's number 3? Looks like you're struggling.
Yeah, this list is a little stupid.
Why?
Oh no, I found the real list. Okay, let's go 5.
Okay.
Number 5, Newark.
Top 5 worst.
I
Number 5
think
is.
this year they made it number 1.
I think Newark's number 1.
Well, after
Right
this,
there.
but
Yeah,
let's not even count what's going on right now.
Losing airplanes.
Yeah, it's fucking
you know.
terrible.
Oh, where'd that one go?
How do you lose an airplane?
Holy shit! And you lose it for 90 seconds. It just traveled. It just traveled about 100 miles.
It's so crazy. Yeah. So
Well, I'll say something after, but number 4, JFK.
wow.
Number 3, Detroit.
Okay. I've been there.
Wayne County Airport. Number 2, Boston Logan.
Okay. Number 1 worst airport in the country.
Number 1, Ronald Reagan.
wow.
That's
DC.
That's in DC.
DC.
So if you're ever gonna fly to DC, don't leave out of.
Don't fly to DC.
Just don't fly to
take
DC.
the train.
Really.
The train is immaculate.
So if you're coming from around here, do not take a plane.
Train's nice.
Take a train. Okay. I've never been
Yeah,
on a train.
oh my god! You take the train to DC. It's nice.
Better than driving.
100%.
All right. I'll have to look that up. Yeah.
There you go.
I have to look into stockings and traveling via train
That's it.
and see if those.
And then you're almost there.
I'm almost a man.
You're
We
almost
digress a little bit. Let's get back to Italy. So you go
All right.
fly America.
American Airlines, JFK. Now we land in Roma,
Oh,
and it's weird. You get off the plane on the runway, like on the tarmac, like the 50s.
like they're back in time.
We got off the plane, and I'm taking pictures of me, getting off the plane. Now, mind you, we left 5 o'clock at night.
Right.
Now it's 7 in the morning there.
Right.
So our day is kicking off.
Oh, you're ready to go.
Oh, we're ready to go.
Probably take a nice nap up in the skies.
I took a little bit of a nap, not that much. I was like all fired up. I'm watching movies and, just dreaming about stockings, talking to her. Why didn't you buy something? So so we get there, and now we have to find this one area where because we went on it was a tour, Trafalgar. That was a free one for you guys. Trafalgar was the company that we used. And I might be saying it wrong.
It sounds German when you're saying it.
No, look up how to say it, Joe. I don't even know. Trafalgar. I thought that was it. But
Is that
anyway.
like your okay? Whatever.
So now we're looking for them. So long story short, we find they got the sign with my name on it and everything. So, again, I'm like Wang with the pictures. I am clicking away, taking pictures of everything, right? So I go, I'm saying to Anita, because I did months of babble to learn the 5 words that I botched up in Italian. So I go, I'm going to go order coffee. So I went, got myself a nice espresso. I order it in my botched up Italian. And the guy looks at me and he goes, coffee?
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
How do you say, "Can I have an espresso"?
Oh God. Don't put me
took-
on the spot.
I took 5 years of Italian too. I should
You
know
did?
this. Yeah.
How do you say it?
Can I have
Prendono, right?
something like that?
Uno prendono un
No.
caffè.
I mean, yeah, we literally.
Espresso is cafe,
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
cafe, because
Yeah.
then they give you an espresso. So I went in, I botched that up. He goes, English? I'm like, it's like, yeah, just coffee. So I had one, It was delicious.
Yeah.
Banged it down, and then I'm looking at the cornettos, the croissants.
Oh.
I'm thinking, do I get a croissant at the airport? Nah, I bypassed on the croissant, got her a coffee. Now we're ready to go. We get to our hotel. We literally got to our hotel. They go, you can't check in yet, which I knew was going to happen. I'm like, okay, can we put our luggage somewhere? Put our luggage down. Went in the bathroom, like threw some water on our face. And then we went down to, the first place we went was right outside of Rome. It's like, it's kind of like, it's a very popular place, but it's like where the Romans live. Travestia.
Yeah,
I know I'm saying that. I know I'm botching that up wrong too. So the Italian keyboard cowboy who's going to correct me, please correct me.
Yeah, we're looking for it.
So we go there and we are going on a food tour.
Oh, as soon as you land?
Soon as we land, food tour. So we go, it was like an afternoon food tour. So by the time we got down there, it was like, I guess like from the airport, it was like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. We had to be there. So we met Claudio. Claudio took us all around this town.
Yeah.
And we are just eating like rice balls. Again, we went to the place with the whole pig in the window, chopped up, and they are pulling pieces of this pig off, making sandwiches for you. All the bread is like homemade. We're walking around, we're going into these squares, right? These little palazzos. And there's the most I'm like, oh my God. I go, and this is like something you never even heard about.
Yeah.
Like Santa Maria Square, and I never heard of it, not a popular place. It was jaw-dropping beautiful.
Really?
Oh, I mean, as soon as we got to this place, we're on the Tiber River, and there's Castle St. Angelo, which the Bridge of Angels goes over, and it's like, who did these statues? I mean, it was like, Leonardo da Vinci's like third guy down on the road did these. They were like mind-blowingly beautiful.
Oh, they're telling everybody that does each and every one of these statues. That's awesome.
And I mean, so we went on the food tour. It was awesome. This guy, Claudio, and it was funny. So we're there with like this younger couple from, they were from, I think, like Massachusetts. Doesn't matter. And the other people were there, they were from like Oklahoma. So it was
you're all American.
All American.
That's great.
So the lady goes, she goes, how long, the bread, because we were at the place with the sandwiches, how long does the bread last? And this guy, Claudio, looked at her and he's like, till tonight. It's after tonight, the bread's gone. We eat the bread. She goes, oh, we have bread in America that lasts, weeks. He was in horror. He was like, no. He goes, bread no last one day bread. I'm like,
insane.
Oh my God. And we're like, and everybody's saying the typical thing, our food in America, this, that, but we all know that.
Right.
And it's just, that was my first thing. Like these people, like, and you saw like little markets, like in every little neighborhood you went, there was a little market. People were in there shopping. And as time goes on, like our tour guide, she even said, she goes, when we eat, we go shopping that day for our food that we're going to eat for dinner.
That is insane.
Yeah. They go, think about it. You have a little market downstairs. You go get your vegetables, your meat. You got a little bag. You got one bag. You're coming upstairs. You're cooking it. But you're cooking like fresh stuff that was like, it came from the farm this morning. It was just picked. I mean, like the vegetables, like the colors were like I thought I had like Italy eyes or something.
Really? Well,
the colors were like so much brighter.
Do you think some of it, because I understand, I get it, and I'm not saying it's not real. It's definitely real the way they treat their food versus us. But do you think people sometimes get over enamored because they like really let this place embody
I
them,
think
and they're like
100%.
You know what I mean?
Because there were some things that there was one thing I ate, and I guess it's just a taste thing. I wasn't like too like
right. It's not like just because you go to Italy now everything is magical.
Right, everything's magical,
and then we don't have great food over here.
It's not like my grandmother's house.
Right,
my grandmother
exactly.
was magical.
Right,
there
that's
wasn't
different.
a thing she made that was. It was just everything was great.
Did you notice that for the amount of food you're consuming, your weight stayed relatively the same?
I got to tell you, I guess I'm an overachiever. I probably put on about 8 pounds, but it came right off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel though?
Oh, well, that's the difference. Like, I don't eat a lot of carbs, a lot of pasta, a lot of pizza. I had it every day there. Every day. If for breakfast, I'm eating croissants.
And the pizza, right?
And the pizza, just pizza everywhere. And we'll get to the pizza
for sure.
where I had like one of the best pizzas, because this will blow your mind. But, for breakfast, they have like mortadella, prosciutto. They have all that like sitting out for breakfast. And it's like they have the American section.
Oh, they do?
Right, for Americans, which is scrambled eggs, ham, bacon, sausages, and stuff like that. But like when you saw like what everybody else eats, I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. I had a little mortadella for breakfast one day, and mortadella tastes great any time of the day.
You can get that any time of the day.
Right, any time of day. It's fantastic. And over there, I will say the meats over there, like the cured meats over there, and it wasn't like me being enamored. They blow everything away here.
Listen, I think if you're going to travel, you should like buy into that stuff. What's the point of not? You know what I mean?
I bought into everything. Everything from smoking a cigarette backwards, thinking that was like the European way to do it, which I realized they all went like this, but a lot of them smoked.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, they're making smoking look cool. Anita's like, don't even think about it. It's bad enough you got your red. I had my what I thought was European. I had my red sunglasses on, my aviators, thinking I'm like,
those are cool though.
Fabrizio walking around. But, and it was just like from that day, went into that night, we went to an area that's called the Jewish Ghetto.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this part of Rome is where Jews from Israel settled in Rome, and they created this little area. They've been there for thousands of years, this Jewish community still there. They make their thing is a fried artichoke. Long stem, fried artichoke.
Okay, they kept the stem
Oh,
on.
my God. So I had that. Then I'm trying to think of what else we had that first day. We had pasta. We had a pizza at a place, but we had carbonara. I know I'm saying that wrong, right?
Yeah.
No, carbonara. Right? Yeah. So we had that, and we had this pizza. The pizza was okay.
In
this little restaurant in this little square. So there's
you're still in Rome though at this point.
Still in Rome.
Gotcha.
Campo de Fiore is this big open air market. Vegetables, all little trinkets, hats, shirts. Bro, it hits like 5:00. They shut this thing down. I'm telling you, it's probably 25 yards by 25 yards of like these little like pop-up like booths. They close it down. They have it gone in 45 minutes. A street sweeper comes out, cleans up the street. So we're sitting in this little square. And again, we're eating, we're drinking, fried artichokes. What else do you have? It's like, just bring us a bunch of little things out.
Right.
But the pizza there, it was okay.
Just because you're in Rome, you're still in like a tourist area.
I'm still in Rome. I'm in a tourist area. We try not to do a tourist trap, but
it's hard not to. And you got to keep in mind also, we live in an incredible area for people. So your buddies from Oklahoma are probably like, this place is delicious.
And that's the point that I always make. I'm spoiled because I live in New Jersey. I grew up where I grew up, and we have really, really good food here.
Great food.
Really, really. I mean, there's so many restaurants here that are just, unbelievable. There's so much pizza here that's unbelievable.
There is.
So I was kind of like a little bit of a pizza snob.
A bit of a tough critic going to Italy.
But just the way you felt
Right.
eating the pizza, eating the pasta that was homemade, that was made right there, with no processed flour, no processed anything. The way you felt, that's the whole difference. And just the other thing that will get you is the love that everyone there has for what they do.
It's important.
If they, you put a little love in something, it's going to taste better.
And that's not fake.
No, that's 100%.
That energy is real, and you feel that.
That energy is real because, listen, I know that for myself, like when I've cooked like Sunday dinner and I just wanted to cook it and get it done, tastes like shit.
Yeah.
But if I cook it and I have Sinatra playing and I got my guinea tea and I got a little gravy stain on it and I'm rolling my meatballs and I'm thinking about my grandmother, my father, my mother, I'm thinking about family and love, the meal tastes magical.
It's like eating a stuffed sausage sandwich down the shore. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't get better than that.
Right? Slopping up some spaghetti and clam sauce. And,
Oh my God.
Right.
Nothing better.
Joe, you really should come down this year. So every year, for those out there, Uncle Steve's birthday is July 5th. So we do a nice celebration July 4th down the shore. You've been coming down for what? How many years now?
Oh my God. A long time.
Long time.
Like most of my adult birthdays.
Yeah, and I don't go down the shore with my family that much anymore, but I do make sure I'm there for the week of Uncle Steve.
That's a big week.
Uncle Steve week is big.
Yeah, that's
Tradition at this
that's a
point.
pinnacle week.
Yeah, listen, 5 o'clock.
I mean, I think the whole street there is walking by saying
They really do. The Uncle Steve. They know Uncle Steve is coming that week of July. So
No,
Joe, you should come with
that,
us this year.
I'm there.
All right, maybe we'll do a podcast.
Best
for your
day
birthday.
of, and you got best time of the day. You got
Sipping high lives, talking about the macaroni you're about to eat.
Oh my God.
We always debate if we can eat a whole pie pizza.
What do I bring?
Nothing, bro.
I think I'm doing it this year.
For his
I think we're gonna
birthday?
do it this year. So we're gonna try. There's a pizza spot on the boardwalk called Three Brothers, and they're known for making gigantic pizzas like this big. And they have, I don't know what they give you if you finish a whole pie. Maybe it's just like
think you get a t-shirt.
Congratulations, yeah, a picture
T-shirt
on the
and
wall.
free. You get the pizza.
But it's more
for
so
free.
like, could you do it? And so I think we say it every year. I think this year is gonna be the year we try it out.
I think we could do it.
I think so too. I think you get like 1 or 2 people to do it with you.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Oh, you bring me, we'll win.
You can eat.
You don't know.
You
about
could
me.
eat a whole pizza.
I could.
Unless he's 6'1", he's a big dude.
Yeah, but as a kid, my father always. There's kids in Africa who can't eat. So now it's like there's a point I get full, but it's like keep going. You just turn it off. You just got.
My dad did that to me too. For whatever reason, my dad thinks he's poor and has to finish every crumb.
Well, you
something
have
on
to.
the plate. Yeah.
You have to finish it.
He doesn't let other people not finish. I remember my friends were afraid to not finish their food coming to my house because he
right.
would say like, "You're not going to finish your meal." And my friends are like,
Well, you gotta like even if I do it now, I feel like funny about it.
I hate throwing away food.
I take home food that I don't even want.
Even at a restaurant, I cannot stand leaving a dish undone.
Right.
I
No.
want to finish it up.
No.
Somebody made it.
No,
Like
you
you said, you got to
no,
appreciate the meal.
You gotta appreciate it. Somebody put effort in.
Someone put effort into it, and goes back to like the love that these Italians are putting into their food. The way you feel immediately, but then also like, so you went a full week of eating a lot of food, and we'll get into it. How did you feel even on like the plane ride home?
I felt great.
Felt great.
I felt great.
That's the biggest difference.
And we'll get to it because I'm gonna try to stay a little chronological.
Yeah.
The flight home. I me. I have to end things with a bang.
Right.
So
So you're in Rome for the day one.
we're in Rome for day one. The Pope is picked.
Oh,
That
right.
night.
That night.
That night.
So he wasn't picked. You got the announcement in Rome.
I'm in Rome.
That's amazing.
All of a sudden, bells are going off. Church bells are going off. People are walking around. Papa. I'm
That
like,
is incredible.
I go, holy shit. I go, Nita, they picked the Pope. And then you hear them. You hear Americano, right? You hear and I'm like, I go, no way. So we got in a taxi.
That's so cool.
What was the guy's name? Nunzio. Nunzio was our taxi driver. So this guy, we get in, and I'm like a little leery about taking a taxi.
Yeah.
But Claudio told us the taxis that you have to take. So we get in this taxi, and we start talking to this guy. And, tell him, we're Americans, we're from New Jersey. He goes, oh, New Jersey. Broken English. He decides he's going to take us on like a tour.
Oh.
Going there. He's telling us everything. He goes, you see that building? That's the capital of our country. This was the building dedicated to all the wars. This guy's taking us on a whole tour. And I'm like, hey, I go, what are the chances of you getting us near the Vatican? He goes, no. He's like, he was literally
that day,
like,
probably no way, right?
he said, there are people running there right now. You can't even get close. So the next day we planned to go to St. Peter's Basilica anyway. So we were there the next day. Like they still had like the drapes up, where he came out, and they were giving out papers with like his picture. And I got to tell you, the Italians were not happy it was an American pope.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
They were, and so somebody actually like kind of got into it with Anita. They're like, oh, well, you're American. How do you feel about an American pope? And Anita,
Wait, one of the locals?
An Italian lady. She was like, how do you feel about an American pope? And Anita's like, oh, I'm American. I feel pretty good about it. Right. And, a couple people like said, Americano, how do you, and I'm like, well, my answer was it took us 250 years. We finally got one.
Finally.
Yeah. And I like him. I like the new pope. I'm not going to get into all that, but yeah, I like this new pope. He's good. And listen, he says some things that are, not in line with my lifestyle.
Right.
But
he's the pope.
He's the pope.
Isn't it interesting when like any European country has extreme pride for their nation, and they're almost they're stubborn in ways of like they got mad that it's an American pope,
right?
And not that you brush it off, but you almost appreciate it. Whereas like if an American were to do that and feel that, we'd be touted as like, well, you can't do that. You got to accept.
Well, you can't say that.
You can't say
do
that he's
Why?
not. Exactly. Why can't you have pride for your nation and want? I don't blame them for wanting another Italian pope.
They of course they want an Italian pope.
And they're gonna
everybody. Listen, Africa wanted an African pope.
Of course.
The guy from the Philippines was in the running. I'm sure they all wanted it too. But we got it, and we got it because probably
yeah,
Daddy's home now,
right? Exactly. That's probably
Daddy's running the country, and there was probably one vote left, and they threw the red hat on Trump, and they said, "Go ahead, you pick."
And that was it.
Listen, I'm joking.
We're joking. Come on,
relax. Take it easy. I could just see the keyboards are on fire right now.
Put the keyboards away.
No, put the keyboard down. It's okay.
We're just joking here.
Right, just joking. But I am proud it's an American.
Yeah, listen, you should be, and they'll appreciate who he is when
they will, because this guy is all gospel.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a book, it says words in it, and it tells us what to do. This is what you do.
That's all you want.
And that's it.
You don't want anything else.
And that's all I want. I don't want, like, number one, politics and religion don't mix.
No.
Don't mix. They're two separate things. And, hey, listen, he's the leader of my religion, and I love him.
You know what's hard about we were just talking, like being a pope or a pastor, is like you said, words are words. Yep. There should be no room for interpretation.
No.
But that's kind of their job, is to explain it to us
right
in a way without allowing their bias to get in the way. But like, how do you do that? Like, how do you tell me that this word means this when I think it means that?
Right.
Why do you know more than I do if you read the same sentence that I did? Because you have a little more experience. Like, how it's almost impossible for you to not say, well, I think it means this. And you're not supposed to say, I think. It means this because it means this. And that's it's got to be a hard position to be in.
Well, it's hard. And I think you have to be open-minded, and you have to remember, like, when you're in a position of power like that and you're teaching people the gospel, you you have to literally channel the Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
let him speak through you, because then the people that you're talking to, the masses, will understand you.
It's true.
I mean, and that's, the apostles speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
Pentecost.
That gets down a whole.
Look that up, everybody. Pentecost. See what that is.
And speaking in tongues. You know, I didn't know what speaking in tongues meant until Joe explained it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, because I thought it just meant like.
Well, speaking in tongues or speaking native tongues, like the apostles just were able to speak other people's languages. Speaking in tongues is when they say, right, the
like
Holy Spirit is in you, and you're speaking, and it doesn't sound like anything.
It's like blabbering.
It's gibberish.
Yeah.
And
Bogus.
Bogus, he says.
yeah, I don't.
Because the original one was they needed to speak to people.
Right.
It was as if they had a Google Translate in their ears. He's speaking English, you speak Italian, you're understanding Italian.
You're spot on.
Yeah.
You're
but
spot
then
on.
nowadays,
Now
No.
it's just
the
ridiculous.
devil's around,
Yeah.
trying to sway and stuff.
Now nobody understands
And that's what it is.
Yeah. My father used to take me to churches like that, and let me tell you.
And what kind of churches are those? Pentecostal churches?
They're called Pentecostals, yeah.
Okay.
The other words sometimes.
And
are
it's,
different thing.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Don't worry, I'm here.
I'm gonna not, Uncle. I'm not. All right. Well, you see people charming snakes and shit. And,
Satanic.
If it feels demonic, it probably is.
That's
you know?
yeah. If you exactly.
It's just not my thing. Not my
Because
thing.
think about it. Why is Christianity the one religion where there's like 50 flavors of it?
That's the one thing. I think that's the biggest argument against the religion. If you had to choose one, is that why is there not one religion?
But then it also proves it. It's like everywhere you look, the truth is constantly trying to be hidden from you or diverted or something. And it's like, why is this one the most attacked, the most flavors?
Yeah.
The most like.
It must mean that must mean there's some truth behind the religion.
Well, listen, there's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. And, if you read that book that's been around for 2,000 years, it said, upon this rock I will build my church. And that's what it came from. So, like it or not, we're number one.
Yeah, I think everybody should just read the Bible.
I heard a good thing. I went to church the last Sunday, 2 Sundays ago. A house built without God will fall.
Yeah.
It will not stand.
That's right.
Take this away from me. Take it away. Italy, how was it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway,
Parms.
we always listen. Religion always comes back around for these.
But that's okay.
It's
little
okay.
Little religion.
I think
religion's good.
Little religion is great, and I would have no problem hearing out any religious leader. I think if a Buddhist came here and talked, I would love to hear you speak. A Hinduist, I want to appreciate and understand your perspective on what I believe is like one source, and I think everybody's just trying to find it in different ways. And I think we have found it in the right way, and I think other people might have found it in different ways. But
and I had a discussion with somebody about this, and I said, listen, I go, just because someone is of a different religion doesn't mean that they're going to go to hell. And the person I was talking to was like, I think you're wrong. They're going to hell. I'm like, no, I don't. I can't believe that. But again, I'm not going to speak for God.
I think that's always what we err on the side of.
I am a human, and I am like one of the, flawed humans that walk this earth.
Yeah.
In need of redemption, and I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to put a white wig on, and I'm going to start passing judgment on people. It's not happening.
It's such a hard and complex topic because, again, we don't know. God knows, but it doesn't make sense in our hearts to think that somebody can live aligned with what the Bible says, yet claim and praise maybe a different worded God, and now they're not worthy of it. It doesn't make sense for us, but like, again, at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that don't make sense to us, and we don't know. God is God, and we got to live.
Hey, and I always, the thing I always say is, I go, my thing always was, well, if Old Testament God rolls up his sleeves and decides to come back we're all in trouble. Because like the shit that happened in the Old Testament, like, you know, pillars of fire just wiping people out, angels coming down and just slaughtering people. You know what? Everybody's lucky Jesus came, because Jesus, you know, is up there going, Dad, calm down. Put your sleeves down. Please, they're okay.
Yeah.
I was one of them. You know, let's give them another chance. And maybe God just rolls his sleeves down, because I'm sure there's times when he's looking at this earth going, nah, it's got to go.
Yeah. It's such an, I think if you're not a believer, whether you're a believer or not, it's an interesting topic.
It is.
And book to read if you're just interested in reading about cool stuff. Oh my God,
like
history in general.
History.
Yeah. So day two. You're at the Vatican. So now you're planning on going to the Vatican anyway. How beautiful is the Vatican?
Breathtaking.
Right.
Like, so Anita got a walking tour, like in your ear.
Right.
You just put it in your ear for St. Peter's Basilica. So we go down into the catacombs where all the popes are buried.
Yeah.
That was like mind blowing, because you see these coffins and everything's like right there, and like it sometimes has like a statue of what they looked like right on top.
That's so crazy.
Like hundreds of them, and like these different like little shrines to different things. Then this is underneath the basilica. So and then you see the spot where supposedly I might get this wrong. It's either where the Apostle Peter is buried or where he was crucified, because he was crucified upside down.
Right.
It's one or the other. I'm sorry, I don't remember that. And then you go upstairs, and we walked into the basilica. And due to the fact it was the Jubilee year, the fifth door is open.
Right.
You're allowed to walk through this fifth door. But they say when you go through the fifth door, you're allowed to ask redemption for things that you want redemption for. So, you know, Anita, who, rides a unicorn and farts rainbows, right, and is probably the nicest human being that walks the earth, she goes right through the door. She maybe had I don't know, like one thing to ask redemption for. She's looking back at me. She goes, what are you doing? I go, Anita, I'm still asking.
Oh, you got to give me a minute.
She goes, is it that bad? I go, just, let me walk real slow through here. I'm trying to get them all out. She goes, Steve, just come on. So I'm like, okay. So I go through. I said the quick 100 things that I had to say real quick that I want forgiveness for. And I think I actually wanted to step back and go through a couple. But anyway.
Yeah.
Now you're in this basilica and you don't know where to look, because it's mind-blowing. But now we got this thing in our ear, and it's like on a little map. So cool. It tells you to go straight, make a right. Okay, you're at the statue for St. Gregory. St. Gregory did this, and this. Make a left. You're going to this statue, standing right in front of you. So again, we went through that whole thing, which probably took about an hour and a half, and then we just walked around.
Yeah.
And looked up and looked to the side, and there's a little thing that you can read on everything that you're looking at, but and if you took the time to just stand there and just look at the small details that were in every piece of it, there was a little detail that it's like, oh my God. There's little lilies that are carved out of brass here and there. So the basilica was unbelievable. We leave the basilica now.
Who did they tell you who painted? The basilica, did they claim?
I don't know who painted.
Neither do I. I'm sure there's somebody that has.
The Sistine Chapel was, which we didn't get into because
why?
Because the Pope was picked. We couldn't get in. We got knocked out of that.
Oh, that sucks.
So we couldn't get in there. But we went to the museum, but that wasn't until later. So we did the Basilica. Oh, I'm sorry. And then we did the stairs going up because you can go up into the Duomo.
Yeah.
So it was like 500 and something stairs. But then as you're going up, you literally have to lean sideways because the Duomo is curved. So imagine me, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, holy shit, her shoulders are getting tight. What's going to happen to me? And the funny thing is, before we did all this, we're watching YouTube videos. So I'm watching a YouTuber go up into this Duomo. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my house and I can't breathe. I'm like,
oh, it's really like that.
Like, I don't know, but I'm not claustrophobic. I'm not claustrophobic at all, but I don't know why. I'm like, holy shit, that looks tight. I'm like, oh my God. So now I get there and I'm like, I'm looking down and I'm not paying attention. I'm looking up once in a while and I'm like, what if all of a sudden I can't start breathing? I start freaking out. I go, I'll start launching like fucking people from countries off these stairs to get me to fuck down or whatever I got to do. So I'm like looking down. I'm not saying anything to Anita. I'm looking down. We're looking up. I'm taking a couple pictures of her. So as I'm coming out of the Duomo to come up top, I was like this, like sideways, squeezing out of this thing. I'm like, I come out. I'm like, she's like, what's the matter? I go, listen, I don't know what I got to do to get down. I mean, maybe I got to hold my breath until I'm like passing out. I go, you might have to. She goes, are you claustrophobic? I'm like, no.
I didn't think so.
I go, I think I freaked myself out watching a video when we were home. But anyway, we were up there, 360.
Oh, that's awesome.
View of Rome. Everything.
You got pictures?
I have a million pictures. Million
I
pictures.
thought about that.
So
You have to send us some for the
we
podcast.
do that. Then we come down. Now we go out into Vatican City. This is where something really cool happened. So when I went, Anita said, what are you taking state police patches for? So I brought some state police patches, the arm patch that we used to wear, just like that one.
Yeah.
So I brought some of those. And I go, well, if I see the Stata Polizia, that's the state police of Italy. I go, I'm going to give them a patch. And, you're supposed to get a patch back. But
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, no, hold on. They don't have states in Italy. So how does that work?
The
Regions or?
They cover the whole country.
What?
They call it, they're actually more like what would be considered like federal police for us, like the FBI or something.
That's really cool.
So the Stata Polizia.
Okay.
And I know I'm saying it wrong. I know all the Italians out there, just, you can correct me. That's good. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
So we're leaving Vatican City. And like they were all over the place. Machine guns. I mean, it was,
really?
well, think about it, Jubilee year. So I see this group of guys and I told Anita, I go, I'm going to find the me in Italy and I'm going to know him and I'm going to walk up to him and give him this. So I see a group of guys. There's probably like 6 of them, right? Hanging out there. There's an older guy, gray hair. He's smoking a butt. He's just looking around. The other guys are like all amped up, younger guys. I'm like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
So I'm walking up, and Anita's I didn't know she was taking pictures of this.
You got a picture of this?
Yeah. So I'm walking up, and I'm like, scusi. I go, state police, di New Jersey. He goes, puts his cigarette, and I'm like, holy shit, this could go either way.
Yeah.
This guy might hand it back to me and tell me to go fuck myself in Italian. Or he looks at me, right, with a cigarette in his mouth, and he goes like this.
No.
Rips his patch off his sleeve, hands it to me. I was like,
that's so cool.
She's got a picture of me. I'm like, my mouth's open, and then I'm literally with me and this guy are taking a picture together. He's holding my patch, I'm holding his. And then I'm like, hey, come on, everybody come over. So like all these guys come over, they're like throwing up the peace sign. And they were like well into it. It was that was like one of the really good.
Oh, I wish you brought it. That would have been so cool.
No, I have it. I have the picture.
No, I wish you had the actual patch.
The patch. I should have brought the patch.
That's all right.
It's all right.
I'll see it. I'll see it someday.
that was
That's
big.
very cool. I didn't realize they had a whole state police of just like running, like you said, like the FBI of.
So like they have the different areas have their own police departments,
right?
Right, like Rome has their own.
Don't they drive Alfa Romeos over there?
They do.
That's cool.
Alfa Romeos, and I'm trying to think what else. There was something else. Yeah, but
you know, it'd be a really cool podcast if we can get some like mafia origin historian and talk about like not only what happens in America, like how it started over there. It's like the revolution of Italy.
Yeah,
you know, down in Sicily. That'd be cool.
That'd be really.
If anybody's out there that's a Mafian historian, we want to get you on the podcast. So
yes.
Comment below, and we'll get you on. Anyway, so okay, you have like the Roman police, but then you have like these guys that are.
You have these guys that are the state police there, and then after that, we just walked around like Vatican City, and that night we had to meet our tour group.
Oh, okay.
So we went back, we met our tour group, and the next day, you're off and running. The next day, we went to. Let me think about this. The next day, I think we got on a bus, and we went to Venice.
Okay.
So we went north,
right,
from Rome. So what we did was the whole tour was basically the shin of the boot.
Okay.
Because we went to Venice, then we went to Verona, Pisa, and then we went to Florence.
Oh, so you did the opposite of what we did. We went down.
No, we went up.
Okay.
We went up, down, and then after Florence, we came back to Rome.
And you flew out of Rome.
We flew back out of Rome.
Okay, gotcha.
And our last day in Rome, that's when we went to the Vatican Museum.
Interesting. Okay, so we'll get there.
So the next day, we're in Venice. And we took the water taxi through the canal.
How cool is Venice?
I mean, we're in a wood boat with, again, some Italian guy driving, doesn't speak English. We're in this wood boat, open air, just like taking pictures and a lot of people, it's funny, they shit on Venice. They say, oh, it's dirty.
I was gonna say, what does it
nice.
smell like? Does it smell over there?
It doesn't smell like anything.
Huh.
I mean, every once in a while you get a whiff because the whole place is built on, wood logs.
Yeah.
But Venice was, to me, was definitely a highlight. It was one of my favorite. Like I would go back there, 100%. Oh yeah, St. Mark's Square, just unbelievable. I'm walking around there, those masks. Well, they're big on like the masks. They have like a carnival there.
The masks?
Masks.
What kind?
Like masquerade?
Yeah, like masquerade masks. Like you ever see the mask with like the long nose?
Yeah.
It's like the doctor mask,
they
call it. No. They're famous for them there. They make them there.
Oh.
Out of paper mache. And they're like, so we went and bought one, and it was funny. Like the whole time we ended up like kind of being guided, like finding the right place for the right thing we wanted.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to buy a couple of those masks to put them home, and because they're beautiful masks. They're hand painted. So we go into this place, and the lady working in the store, she was actually an artist that painted the masks.
Oh,
so
cool.
She's like, get this one and this one. Those colors match. So I'm like, holy shit. I got this in Venice. This is Florentine leather.
Nice.
That I bought in Venice. And I mean, like, again, so we were there, and the food I had there, you're in Venice, so what are you gonna have? So they make these little sandwiches, but it's like whipped cod.
Oh,
It was like whipped cod.
whipped cod. What do they whip with? Like cream?
No, it's literally whipped with like olive oil and like, oh my God, it was amazing.
God, like a paste?
Like a paste.
Oh my gosh.
And then they had, it was sardines.
oh,
Sardines, but like fresh sardines.
Right.
Like they just pulled these out
they
of the
didn't can
water.
them up.
No. And it was like this shrimp with like this other like shaved fish like on top of it. Anita had pasta, and the Aperol spritz that they have there. So the Aperol spritz, the Campari spritz,
I like a nice Campari spritz.
and then they have what's called a standard, and it's called standard in English. I don't know what it's called in Italian, but it's in the middle of, you know how the Campari could be a little bitter,
Yeah.
and this could be a little sweet. This is in the middle. It's famous in Venice.
What is it?
It's like it's a spritz.
But what are they using?
They're using the same thing, but it's almost like they combine them.
They put Campari and Aperol together?
Yes, because it's a tiny bit bitter. It's a tiny bit sweet.
So they're going half Aperol, half Campari.
I guess.
Oh, you don't know? You didn't ask?
I don't know
Okay.
how they made it.
I may have to try them right now.
The color was, think about it. It was like almost like a rosé wine.
Yeah, it probably looks great.
It was great. And if you like both tastes, which I do,
Me too.
I like both.
Yeah,
Might have to do that.
I'll do it right now.
It was delicious.
Wow.
So like, and then we had, of course, what do you do in Venice? You go on the gondola ride.
Of course.
So we had the wood water taxi.
Did
taking
they wear
us through.
the striped shirts?
The striped shirts. Here's the only problem. We were kind of like, whoever you get, you get.
Yeah, you can't really pick.
So there were old guys, like when I say old guys, like my age, maybe even older,
You're not old, come on.
that were gondoliers. And then you had millennial gondoliers. And the millennial gondoliers are typical millennial gondoliers.
Really?
So we get this, really, I'll tell you what, you didn't see a lot of like big, like there's not a lot of big Italians, or at least where I was, I didn't see a lot of like big
Maybe
Italians.
down south, I would assume a little more.
This gondolier kid, I was like, whoa, look at him. He was like a pretty big, jacked up, like gondolier kid.
Yeah.
But he's doing the gondola stuff. Like, I wanted to hear a song.
He wasn't singing anything?
He wasn't singing shit. He was looking at his phone.
No.
Yeah, I'm taking like a selfie with Nita. This guy's looking at his phone. Yeah, typical.
They shouldn't even have phones.
I'm telling you, it sucked because you're a millennial gondolier. Knock it the fuck off.
Right.
Come on. Sing a fucking song. Say some
Right.
shit in Italian to me. Listen, call me a monkey in Italian. I don't know whatever the fuck you got to do.
Right.
But do something. Just don't sit there and like gondola.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like give me a little show.
Right.
But anyway, it was like the whole gondola ride through like these little narrow, like just like canals. It was like, you can't even explain it.
What does the watercolor look like?
Green.
Really?
Green. Like, dark turquoise. I'm trying to
So
like
not,
see.
not like Jersey Shore.
No.
It's like the Hudson, right?
No, he's saying it's green.
It was like,
Wow.
kind of like,
A
yeah,
little bluer than that.
yeah, like green.
Like a
greenish.
beautiful looking.
Listen, Venice, the water, I wouldn't call it like beautiful,
Oh, look at that.
but yeah, it's like that green right there.
That's,
Exactly.
That was very spot on with what you said.
Yeah, I think I was pretty close.
That was good. So it's not like the Mediterranean Sea
No.
look and stuff. Okay, understood.
No,
And now the building structures, how are they built? What do they look like?
the whole building structure there is phenomenal
Is it?
because you're looking at buildings, most of that have been standing there for thousands of years.
Crazy.
So if they built something that stood 1,000 years, I mean, there's not much you could say.
No. How impressive is that?
They have newer hotels that they're putting up. They're really like building up Venice.
Mhm.
because I think, well, and this is a problem throughout what we found throughout the whole of Italy. People are buying up. Yeah. Corporations are buying up apartments. Mm-hmm. The rents are through the roof. You can't, they're literally, and it sucks. So people are living somewhere and all of a sudden you're like, all right, you got to get out because we're going to Airbnb this and make more money.
They don't have like laws in place like America's does, or you can't kick people out. Wow.
No.
They probably never thought they had to have those laws.
And they have a problem with, believe it or not, people from Bangladesh are coming there and selling cheap Chinese shit. And like the store owners that own the legit stuff, they have to charge more because they have to pay their rent. And like we had like one guy telling us that like they come in from another country and there's like a law, like you can't put stuff outside your store. Mm-hmm. Like you can't breach the door of your store with your goods.
Right.
These people from Bangladesh, shit hanging all over outside and nobody does anything to them.
So like you assume it's part of the store. It's right outside.
You assume it's part of the store, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I didn't buy one thing from anyone that was not speaking with an Italian accent.
Good. Yeah.
It was like, I didn't care how many euros I had to spend. Listen, you're talking to me in like that broken English that I love because it reminds me of my grandparents. Yeah, right. Come on, bring it on. I'm going to buy. How much? Yeah, okay.
They do fucking rob you over that too.
They club you over the head. But when you're getting something that was like we talked about with the food. Like, I don't want to like jump ahead, but like this lady with the masks, when I was talking to her about the masks and how beautiful they were painted, she actually blushed.
Oh,
she was so proud of like what she did and the way we felt about it. And
that's awesome.
We were telling her how we're going to put them in our house. And she was literally blushing and getting like, you know, she kept talking. I'm going to wrap it. I'll wrap it real good. She wrapped them like, you know.
That's amazing.
Like she was putting like a puppy. Like she was putting a puppy in a bag
with care, handling with care.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
That's what it's all about. If you had to choose, now you've been to Rome, Venice. Go back to Rome for a second. What was the best thing you ate in Rome?
Best thing I ate in Rome was, the carbonara, because we had it a few times. That was the best thing I ate in Rome. But I got to tell you, I had a rice ball there. It was a close second. And
did they put the peas inside over there?
No peas. That's a Sicilian thing.
Yeah, it is.
Over there, they make them a little different. And it's almost like, you know, there's like the whole Sicilian. The Sicilian rice ball is very round. The Roman rice ball is almost like an egg shaped.
Really?
Yeah. And I think they do it on purpose.
Just to say like we're not Sicilian.
Yeah, well, listen. And like the color's a little different.
What's inside? Just rice.
Oh, rice and cheese and listen. Here's what like the cheese. I don't know what they do. Maybe they got some secret cheese making thing they do, but every shred of cheese that I ate there was like the greatest thing I ever had. That I will say.
I fucking love cheese too. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rome, Venice, best thing you've eaten.
Oh, those little sandwich things. Oh my God, they were mind blowing.
I've never even heard of that.
And we had gelato like everywhere. And I can't even like if you ask me where the best gelato, I'm probably gonna say Florence because I got something different there. But we're not there yet.
Okay, so Venice. Now, do you go back to Rome or you switch hotels?
No, switch hotels.
So you bring your bags everywhere.
Oh my God, bags are everywhere.
That's right. I hate traveling like that.
But it was good because we were on the run, and I don't mind that.
Travel light.
Well, no, we didn't travel light. No. You kidding me? Me and Anita, forget it. We had 2 giant suitcases full of like, and the other thing, like that I didn't get into when we packed. Right? She found this hack that you literally put your outfit that you're gonna wear in a day in a Ziploc bag.
Right.
Squeeze all the air out of it, flattens it down, but your whole outfit's in there. Shirt, pants, underwear, socks, the whole thing in a little thing. So then think about it. When you're when you're looking to put something on, you pull one of these bags out, unzip it, and you got your whole.
But it's not wrinkled when you do that.
Not wrinkled at all.
Really?
Nope. If you fold it right, and you ziplock it and put it in, like even if you're going away for like a few days,
You separate each one of your outfits into a bag.
in a bag.
That's the problem is for me, I hate planning. So like me, the thought of like having to plan an outfit before
But I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So here's what I did. In some of my bags,
you got a couple options.
I had a couple of options.
I like that. I love that.
I did. I had a couple of options, and I even had like extra T-shirts
Right,
and
just in
extra
case.
shorts just in case I wanted to like mix and match something up.
Yeah. Wow. That is a travel hack right there.
But that's a travel hack.
I like
that
that
one's
one.
free.
Okay.
The rest are coming with a price.
Yeah. We'll invoice you. So Venice, you stay there. How is the hotel in Venice?
The hotel in Venice was the one that was not nice.
Why? How is irrigation over there? Like, how are your toilets? And how's your water?
Well, okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
I had to.
All right. So, in every bathroom, there is a bidet.
Oh, God.
Do you know what a bidet is?
I have a bidet in my bathroom.
Do
I
you?
installed one.
Why didn't I see it?
It's in my
It's in the
mine.
toilet?
It's fucking awesome.
Okay. Well, they have separate bidets.
You'll never go back to not using one.
Anita was like, what are you doing?
You sit on it for a
So
minute.
the first time I used it, I had like my clothes on. I soaked everything. I shot the water too far.
yeah.
I had the angle the wrong way.
Yeah.
I messed up everything. So the second day, nude. Nude on the bidet. I got the right angle.
How
And
great.
I am like, oh my God, this is like unbelievable.
I know.
You know? So, yeah, bidets everywhere. Bidets for everybody.
Doesn't it make you want to go
Oh my
install a
God!
bidet in your bathroom?
I think everyone here should have one.
It's funny because we think like, oh, the Italians, they smell this and that, but like Americans
God.
not using a bidet is disgusting.
Freaking cleanest people in the world.
Everybody should be using a bidet.
Everybody should be using a
You're
bidet.
shitting. Like, go fucking clean yourself, you fucking animal. What are you doing? Like,
You disgusting
all you're
animal.
Think about this: you're shitting, and all you're doing is
just
taking paper
smearing it.
and smearing shit.
It's like
and then you go
it's
back
like
in
you're
your
putting,
pants.
You're putting cream cheese on a bagel.
That's all you're doing.
You're putting a schmear.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's so
You're trusting that this piece of paper is going to get you clean now.
No.
Where's it getting you clean?
Well, and everybody's got the wipes now.
That's
use the wipes.
Either a wipe or a bidet. I think are
I think you need
essential.
I think you need the bidet.
Just hop in the shower after.
or that.
Well, if you're home,
Yeah,
But
of
if you're
course.
not home,
Oh, but where are you finding a bidet outside?
oh my God! I think
You're not even getting the wipe.
Everybody should use a bidet. You
Listen.
never know where you're going to get lucky either.
President Trump. What I say, bidets for everybody.
Bidets for everybody.
That's what you
Public
know. What
restrooms.
I'm gonna run for governor next time it comes around in Jersey, and I'm gonna go bidets for everybody in Jersey.
They're
I
going to be
bet you
like,
I win.
this guy's got a point.
He's got a point.
I mean, you start, and all you have to do is use it once. Because it
Use it
sounds
once.
it sounds ridiculous.
Change your life.
It really does. The one thing I will say though, unfortunately, like if you really blast yourself and then you try to wipe, it gets a little like,
No, you gotta really, you gotta. Listen, I'm not gonna get into the whole thing because it could be a
No,
little
get
disgusting.
into it because I got something to say too.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Well, I think you gotta go. What I did was soap and water on the. No, just hear me. Okay, on the toilet paper, you get a little toilet paper.
Right.
You go a little soap and water. You scrub yourself up. Then you bidet. Soap and water goes in the toilet.
You're putting soap on your toilet paper?
You put a little bit of soap, a little bit of water, and you scrub your ass. And then you whack it with the bidet.
Hold on. Were you doing this before the bidet?
No,
Or you were wiping with? What made you do this now?
because I had a bidet.
So you're like, why not really get a good clean in?
Fuck yeah, I did.
You're also walking around a lot. You're sweating.
Oh my God. Listen, just to keep yourself fresh.
Right.
Suppose you're not even crapping. Listen, I would do a midday bidet.
Just because?
Oh, I didn't care.
That I will do it too. If
I was just doing
I
it
know, I'm
because
the same way.
You get a little musty.
Yeah.
You're walking around. Listen, I sweat a little bit.
Yeah.
And you get a little musty. You
It's for
gotta-
yourself. It's for nobody else.
Oh my God, it's totally for nobody else. And I liked it.
Wow.
And attack everybody.
No, how could you
How
attack
could
that?
you attack the bidet?
What are you
If you
attacking?
never used the bidet, don't attack
No,
because
you have no legs to stand on
no
that
one's
one.
listening to you. Nobody cares. All the bidet using,
They get
public, we get it.
I've never heard somebody use a bidet and say, "Nah, it's not for me."
Oh my God.
Everyone loves it. Will you?
If your water's freezing and you shoot your asshole with the frozen water,
Wakes you up.
no, it does not feel good.
It wakes you up in the
No,
morning.
I don't
It
like
wakes-
that.
It wakes you up in the morning.
And that's the other thing. I had to sit there for a couple minutes getting the right temperature.
Yeah.
You gotta
Because
warm it
sometimes
up.
I sat down. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, you gotta let it warm up a little bit.
Yeah, but sometimes it was a little too hot.
I know, you burn your ass.
That's a very sensitive area of the body.
Exactly.
I'm surprised my dad doesn't use bidets. Like you would think he would.
He's
You would,
such a bidet
you would
guy.
think he would.
You would think
he would install
you would
bidets
think
in every-
Bougie Jaji Balls
Yeah.
would have a bidet everywhere.
in every one of his bathrooms.
I got to talk to him.
I don't think he's ever used one because if he has, he'd be using it.
How didn't he get bidets?
Yeah, we got to talk to him about that one.
And they were in Europe before they built the house.
Yeah, I don't think we used them though when we were over there. There's like
Come on.
I thought it was a sink when the first time I saw one. Yeah, I thought
Right.
I might have cleaned my hands.
Like a
in it.
water fountain,
I
like
thought
you're
I was like-
drinking out of
I think
it.
I'm gonna drink out of it.
Drinking out of the bidet.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Fucking squirt your ass and get a little.
But
drunk.
yeah, Venice, the hotel wasn't that great.
Yeah.
And the room was like, well, you know what the funny thing was? Everybody said, oh, the rooms are going to be small. But when I went, the first time I experienced the smallest room I ever seen, I was ever in, was in San Diego. I stayed in a boutique hotel.
Oh my god, I can't stand a boutique hotel.
But I got to tell you, see, you didn't like it. I liked it. If they would have had a bidet, would have been perfect.
Okay, that's different. I just hate like I'm on vacation. I guess
I
we're
know.
moving in now, like a one night thing. That's fine.
Right.
But if I'm there to stay,
I was there for 3 days, and it was literally, I felt like I was stepping out of my bed, stepping into the bathroom.
how about the hotels we stayed at for what was it, Texas?
Texas.
The state penitentiary we had to stay
The state
at?
penitentiary.
That was fucking ridiculous.
That was, I got to tell you, that was an experience.
That was probably the worst.
I
hotel
was
I've
like,
ever been in.
wow, we're in the state pen.
No, that's how I
I
felt.
looked at your father, and I'm like, is this, like, are you okay with this, Bougie?
I can't believe sometimes.
Like, I'm
see,
sure he didn't,
he surprises me sometimes. Like sometimes he likes to like really.
he likes to suck it up sometimes.
Yeah, which is weird.
He likes to
picks and
to
chooses.
dirty up, and
Yeah.
it's like, and when you don't want to,
Oh
with
my
him,
god,
you're like,
exactly.
wait a minute, bro.
Yeah.
No, this is okay.
Yeah.
No, you're. Then he gives me no, you're gonna like this.
Yeah, you know,
You're
wait,
gonna
you want to know
enjoy
why?
this.
Because he planned that. If we planned that and we booked that hotel, you know what? we
Oh,
would
wait
still
a
be
second.
hearing about
Wait,
it.
do you know I didn't know that?
Yeah.
Oh, he planned that.
I told him that. I was like, dude, I
Oh,
was
so
like,
Bougie planned it, so it was okay. We were staying in the state pen.
that if we plan something,
Concrete walls.
oh, it was, and
Listen
I'm
to
not,
me.
yeah.
Inside.
Like legitimately.
No, like
Modeled after a penitentiary.
like it
Wait.
looked like either a middle school or a
Cinder
state
blocks.
pen. Yeah, it was cinder blocks.
You
yeah.
felt like you were sleeping at Giant Stadium.
Yeah, no, I swear that's how I felt. I walked in, I was
Like
like,
you fell asleep in the stadium. You're like, holy shit, there's cinder
yeah, I
block
was like,
walls.
are we really doing this? Yeah. Did you guys stay together, the same room?
Yeah.
That's even funnier. You guys split a
Of
bed.
course it is.
Yeah. That's even better. So okay, so Venice, but I could see that, like a little more old school. They don't really know. They're not really with the times.
Right.
and-
So Venice.
So-
Next day, we leave Venice, and we went to Verona.
okay, nice,
Not the Verona Hillbillies.
correct. Yeah, just so you guys
Verona,
know,
Italy.
Uncle Steve and my father were born in Verona, New Jersey,
Verona, New Jersey.
so they're going back.
So I kept telling Anita the whole time we're sitting there, you think I should tell Laura that I'm from Verona?
Right.
She goes, Steve, who cares you're from Verona? So she's walking back, she's doing something. Our tour guide, she's a sweetheart. When I tell you, if you ever use the Trafalgar and you're going to Italy, I'll get this girl Laura's name. She was unbelievable. And even better, our bus driver, Luca, this guy took a bus places that you shouldn't have been able to take a bus. Like there were people looking out the windows going, like, oh my God, he was coming within half inches of cars.
So
like it was
crazy.
unbelievable.
The way they drive over there is
Oh, it was
insane.
But you know what? To sidetrack it, everybody over there, they are the most calmest, non-combative drivers, or at least what I saw. Like we're cutting people off, people are cutting us off. No horns, no
Really?
nothing. Every once in a while, you'd see a little old Italian guy go like this. That was it.
You
But
gotta
everybody
love
else,
that.
like I'm telling you, like people on like these like Vespas all over the place. Number one, people almost getting killed on a Vespa, just like oh, I almost died, but it's okay. They're in their little Fiats and all this other shit. You're cutting them off. Like over here, people be getting out of the car, baseball bats, killing each other.
Let me, and not to sidetrack, because we're heading into Verona, which is important for you. What are some stereotypes about the Italian people that were true and then were untrue?
That they're hot-headed.
Nobody's hot-headed.
I got to tell you something. I'm going to change my whole, I want to change my whole persona.
Really?
When I'm driving now, I want to be like these guys. I just want to hear Italian music in my head. I get cut off, just, okay. All right. You know, somebody's going slow, not hit my horn. I've been trying. It's
so
you know,
hard.
The New Jersey, like, is hard to get out of you. And I'm like, you know, but I'm like, let me do like Luca did. This guy's getting cut off in a bus. He doesn't care.
Really?
He's not saying nothing. They're cutting other people off. Like, you know, you got the oh, wait, the other thing? Like, I don't know how they do it. Like, some of the streets, there's no stop signs. So, like, you pull up and you just, like, the 4 people there have to figure it out.
It's so crazy.
And you're like, and then you just go. And you smile.
And you figure it out.
You know, Fabrizio waves to you and you don't get mad at him. I'm like, wow, man, these people got it.
Yeah.
They got it figured out. And they're not hot-headed. Stereotype that is true, the hands. They talk with their hands like whole conversations. Like it's, like you could walk in a place and just start, you know, and they're like, and
That's fucking great.
Giving the whole talking with the hands. And she even said, you know, Italians are known for talking with their hands. And she goes, yes, we all talk with our hands. We got to have a whole conversation. You know, if you're deaf, you don't need a translator.
That's actually great.
You got it.
That's awesome.
Because in Italian, is going to tell you exactly what he's talking about.
That's so great.
So those are the two.
I wonder if it comes from such diversity in like the dialects. You know what I mean? Like there's so like it's a different language down south.
She talked about the dialects. She literally said from like where we were in Rome, going to Venice, there's a Venetian dialect.
Oh, they don't understand each other.
It's okay up north. As you start coming down south, it becomes harder for them to talk. Like my father spoke Italian before he spoke English, but he spoke a Neapolitan dialect from Naples. So my father was okay with people, you know, that were from northern Italy and from a little bit south of where he was, but like Sicily. My father could understand Spanish people talking easier than a Sicilian.
That's so crazy.
Somebody would start talking Sicilian and my father would, you know, just tell them, you know, I don't know what you're saying.
Have you ever heard somebody, and I haven't, like a real deep Louisianan accent? Like those people. I wonder if it's like kind of like that because they're hard to understand.
Well, listen to me. There are places in America. I mean, we got to call it like it is. Like you go certain places in America.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to like, you got to list like down there, that Creole that they talk.
It's a different language.
Now, my son's wife, her family's all from down there. And at the wedding, there were like some people at the wedding that I was just like smiling, talking to, going, wow, this is it.
Really? I didn't talk to anybody.
He's talking a little, just a little bit, a little bit. They were all pretty good. I'll tell you what. I met one guy from there, not to get sidetracked, this guy Billy, and he was like a real like Louisiana guy. Yeah. And this was like one of these guys that I'm like, this is the me of Louisiana. This guy was like, he has his SAG card. He's been in like movies and stuff as like an extra and all this. But you have that accent. Like you listen to Swamp People. You ever watch that show with the alligators?
Exactly.
They have subtitles for a reason. Yeah. You can't that one guy, you can't understand a word he says. So think about it. Here's a guy from Sicily talking to Italians and they're like,
what are you saying?
What are you saying?
Yeah.
But like the funny thing is, and she did this a couple of times, she goes, okay, there's certain words that are said here differently than Rome. And she would tell us. And I think back to like hearing my father talking Italian with my grandparents. And I'm like, that's not the word we used.
Huh.
That's not the, that's
Right,
not
right.
even like close. And she would say it. And sometimes it was just a matter of, they just cut the word short. But like that was the word. And it's like, holy, like how do you even, and then when you get to Florence, I think that's where the Italian language was actually created, in Florence. Like up north, you could tell just by the way she was talking. Up north, they definitely turn their nose down at the people of the South.
They probably think they're uneducated and
Yes.
poor and whatever.
But when you think about it, right, all our families came from there because they were poor.
that's why they left.
They were poor, and they were like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going to this America where I can,
Yeah.
And thank God they did.
Right.
Because now we're blessed to have the lives that we live, because we might have been in Italy working in a vineyard,
Some farm right now.
making barrels.
Right.
That sounds beautiful to me.
But
now it does.
you know what? When you think about it, and I'll get to it when I get to the Florence end of things. As I stayed there, and we were in a bus, so we would have to get on highways and stuff. So we're driving through like Tuscany.
Ooh.
And I'm looking at the hills and these little villages, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, how great would it be to live there?
Yeah, it's just different.
Oh, but how are you gonna eat? How am I gonna eat? I'm gonna grow it. I'm gonna grow it, and I'm gonna eat it. And I'm gonna get some goats. I'm gonna get some sheep. I'm gonna get a cow. I'm gonna get, I'm gonna buy meat from the butcher guy that lives right in town.
Right.
He just cut this thing up. He aged it, and it's right here.
Yeah.
So, it's just, so we're on Verona.
Right.
So we get to Verona, and it rains. It's the only day we had rain. So now everything's made of marble, right? The streets, all marble, and it's raining. I'm slipping all over the place. So we're in Verona, we're walking around, and there was a tour that we didn't take. There was somebody going to take them around Verona. So we looked up where Juliet was, Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
So there's a statue of Juliet, and the custom is you grab her boob.
I've seen that, yeah.
That's literally the custom.
Right.
So Nita got up there, grabbed the boob. I got up there, grabbed the boob. Then we're walking around. Then I did a typical male thing. She goes, well, let's go back the way we came. I go, nah. I go, let's go down here this way. I go, I'll figure my way back. I go, it's easy. We start walking. We get twisted around. I'm lost.
Oh my God.
I'm like, all right. I go, I know we came from this direction. I have a pretty good sense of direction. I'm like, I know we came from this direction. So we're walking down these streets in Verona. We come across. Now we find we're like a block away from where we were.
Oh, good.
So we found it, but I see this little pub. It's just like a little pub. I can't remember the name, but it was, when I tell you the storefront was as big as this room, that was it. Didn't look like anything. I go, come on, let's go in. Let's go in, have a drink, So we went in, and we go in, and like everything else there, the facade, the outside is small, and then you get in, and it's bigger. We walked in, it's all wood. It's an A-frame building, all these like wood beams and everything, the seats, So get talking to the guy, the bartender that's working there, and he was just slinging wine. That's all he was. It was a wine bar. And we had like 2 glasses each of like these different like Tuscan, because that's the region we were in.
Sure.
So we're having like Amarone and Montepulciano and we had just these like super Tuscanies and like all these like Italian wines. And then I'm looking, and they have like these little sandwiches. And the sandwich, I shouldn't say a sandwich, almost like bruschetta, piece of bread with like meat on top of it.
Is all the bread the same, like a typical Italian loaf?
It seems to be,
Yeah.
right? But they make the bread there.
So just
They got
bread.
a guy.
Oh, they make it right there.
They make the bread there.
Oh.
But I didn't realize the meat and stuff was under the counter. I see this guy come out, my job that I'm going to get someday. Guy comes out in an apron, goes to the meat slicer. He's slicing prosciutto. He's slicing mortadella. And then we had Tuscan prosciutto, which is like white. It wasn't the fat. It was literally like a white type. Maybe it was like had a tinge of pink in it. I just saw all white.
Maybe just from the salt it's cured in.
I don't know how they did it.
Maybe it's like a Himalayan pink sea salt or
It
something.
tasted like butter. It was. So we got a couple of these little sandwiches that this little man was making fresh. I could have stayed there. I could have stayed there and drank 6 bottles of wine and ate 25 of those little sandwiches.
Been fine.
But and been fine. But we left. So we left and we went down because Verona is also famous for risotto Amarone, which is risotto made with Amarone wine. So we went to we found a little restaurant because it was raining. It was too bad because we could have ate outside. So we end up eating inside. And the table behind us was like these 6 old guys.
Great.
From Verona. Like they all met up after work. Yes. Right? It's like a white color.
Prosciutto Cotto.
Oh, that's they have that. Yeah, it's just what
Like
is
a
it? Just,
ham, but over there, obviously, it's gonna be much better.
but it's just fattier.
It's ham.
I just
It's
had
like
a piece.
ham. They make
It's
it
like a ham.
Yeah.
I just had a piece. Where the fuck was I don't know. Maybe a pizza or
My
something.
house.
But no, someone
I made
just
the rolled up lasagna.
prosciutto cotto in at Emilio's. I think that's what he makes. He puts it in his sauce for his veal parm. Didn't he mention the cotto? He did. That's what he makes the sauce in because it I guess it's a fattier piece and it kind of like absorbs into the sauce.
It was like I said, all the cured meats there were unbelievable. You got to open this.
All right, I was gonna say.
Want me to do it for you?
You want to do it?
Yeah. This used to be my job.
So I had the Amarone risotto. It was delicious. She had pasta ragu, which was like a red sauce with like meat in it.
Yeah. Almost like a bolognese.
But you can't call it bolognese.
They
They don't
gotta
call it bolognese. That's for us Americans.
Right.
They literally, like, somebody told me that bolognese was literally just like a made up thing to like for Americans.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's ragu. Like, and I associate ragu with ragu
With the fucking
sauce
sauce
in the jar.
Yeah.
You know, but they're like, you know, but this like, and it was like these thin, like almost like noodles that she had. Oh my God.
Not like a thick. I would expect like a thicker.
It was a 1 inch thick, like noodle type thing.
Ooh.
It was like literally like a noodle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like a pop deli.
And just like phenomenal. And we're having, again, bottle of wine. And the other thing, no sulfites. You're drinking wine all day. You could walk around with a bottle of wine, just drinking wine to quench your thirst.
Look at this guy.
Ah, damn.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. He's aerating it out as he's pouring it.
God. One little spill, and I'm not even going to call you out for that.
Zhaji balls will go nuts.
Oh, he'll be going crazy right now.
Here you go.
Cheers. So this is something you drank there, correct?
Yes. This is
Valpolicella.
Valpolicella.
Classico Superior.
Oh my God. It smells delicious. Why don't you get a glass?
Get yourself a glass. He's on the job.
You afraid of germs, John?
No, you want to sip? But get yourself. That's a very interesting taste.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big wine guy. It's very different.
It's different. It starts out sweet and finishes dry.
Yeah, wow.
Jaji Balls would probably correct me, but
What he would say about
as he
this?
does. Well, he might agree with me, but you know, right?
Yeah.
What could he say about this? I'd
He
be
can't.
curious.
I think I'm right.
We should have him try this.
We
I think he
should.
would like this.
You know what though? I gotta tell you,
$20.
yeah, the one thing,
No.
the one thing I will say, he knows. He does know his shit.
Now he's listen.
Like I can't even like as much as I love him and I want to break his chops.
Yeah.
I can't because when it comes to like spirits and like now like the bourbons,
He's learning a ton. He is.
this guy is like, I'm like, whoa, you went to Verona High School?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I hear, like, I'll know where he like is reciting something from because I was there when we both learned it, and I think it's hilarious because he loves to apply his learnings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
he'll learn something yesterday and he'll tell everybody about it today.
yeah, but you know what though? If you could retain that information and
Well, I think
spew
that's
it
why
out.
I think why he does it is so he does retain it. So like you learned something yesterday,
Yeah.
and you don't talk about it today, you may forget. So he'll make
100%.
sure that the next day
They say you learn something, you got to talk about it like 3 times.
you do. So
Right.
one thing, we went to this whiskey tasting yesterday. By the way, I don't know if they know who Chachi Pauls is, but for those that don't know, and you guys have made it this far on the podcast, my Uncle Steve isn't my real uncle. He's my dad's best friend. So we crack jokes about my dad, and he's one of the only guys that I allow to crack jokes about him because of how well you know him, maybe
Yes.
better than I do. So that's who Uncle Steve is. Jaji Balls is my dad because he has low-hanging balls. So that's why. More to that story, but anyway.
No, the Jaji Ball story is a great story, but that's for another. Yeah, that's for a different.
Well, you know, when he's on the podcast with you, we'll
Yes.
have him tell a story. So yesterday we had this wine whiskey tasting for Sir Davis, Beyonce's whiskey. And the guys there, you want to talk about guys that are using phrases that are just like, you're talking about liquor still? Like, what are you even saying?
Right.
But the one thing that I see him like this, you know, he gives a whole, ooh, right, yeah, high notes. And the one thing they said, instead of using the word smooth, because they wanted to express that like Beyonce actually knows her shit. And the way they knew is like she would go in and taste something, and instead of saying like, oh, it's smooth, she would say it's long. That was a long taste. And that means that something is smooth. So I saw him go like this, oh, smooth. And he wrote it down. He said,
I don't like it.
He says, I'm using that one.
I don't like it.
Long.
Yeah, I don't
or
like
the other
long.
one they said one-dimensional, which I guess meant like you're only going one direction with this. It's only one
Right.
thing. It's hot.
Part of our tour, like when we were on the tour, I didn't get into this, so and I have to because this is very funny.
This
So
is in
the,
Verona.
no, this is the original tour, like like
in
when-
Rome.
in Rome. So you meet. There were 45 people on this tour.
Wow.
It was a whole bus,
Yeah, okay.
whole bus. But you found it formed like little subgroups, and you started like almost like looking out for people.
Yeah, of course.
And you know, again, I go back to Anita. You know, she was like Julie on the Love Boat.
Yeah.
You know, she took over as like the tour director. Like besides the director that we had that was Italian, everybody knew Anita. Like this one lady came up to her, oh, you are the sweetest person in the world. I'm like, really? I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I go, would you sprinkle pixie dust on her
Yeah.
too? But we had like our little subgroup. So I had a Canadian Mountie, which the Canadian Mounties, I don't know if people know this, our uniform in the state police was actually one of the uniforms that they picked from.
What's a Mountie?
A Canadian Mountie, they're like the federal police in Canada.
Oh, okay.
The Royal Canadian Mounties.
Do they carry guns?
Yeah. Oh, they're the real deal.
Okay.
Horse, like these guys in Canada, they all know how to fly planes. They all know how to fly helicopters. They all know how to ride a snowmobile. They all know how to ride motorcycles.
That's
they
sick.
ride horses. It's like, whoa. It's like, all right, take it easy. Like you're out there. Like I was talking to this guy. Everything he said to me, oh, that's a 2-day drive. I'm like, did you just say 2 days?
What the fuck?
Yeah. Everything was a 2-day drive. And his wife was a customs agent. So
God.
it was like, so that was like part of our crew. Then we had these 2 people from New York State. They were hippies. They were literally hippies.
That's cool.
Little older than me, but so Anita goes, guess what kind of car she drives? I literally, off the top of my head, I go like this. I go, a yellow VW Bug. She goes, how did you know?
No way.
I'm like, I go, come on. I go, of course you drive a yellow VW Bug.
Right.
And we had these two sisters from Kentucky going back to the bourbon. So it was always at the end of every day. Oh, and there was these other, it was 5 brothers, the neighbors, they were called. That was their last name, neighbors. So we called them the neighborhood. We go, the neighborhood's in the back of the bus.
All right.
Older guys, right? But like these guys kept up on everything. They had their wives there with them. And you want to talk about people that have traveled the world? Like the people from Canada and these people, the neighbors brothers, ready for this? They live in California. They drove their RVs to the top of the world.
What?
Yeah.
How do you even get there?
Okay. The top of the world is like Alaska and Canada where it meets. It's the satellites, right? The satellites are pointed like this. They're not in the air because they can't, like the dishes, I mean. The dishes up there at the top of the world are pointed like this so they can hit a satellite. You're at the top of the world. Like the what the hell are those lights? The
North Stars?
Northern Lights?
The Northern Lights?
The Aurora Borealis?
I said
The
North
Aurora
Star.
Borealis. I was
North Star like an idiot.
I was gonna say it. I thought I was gonna be wrong. The Aurora Borealis.
I said North Star, so you're fine.
All right, so you're fine.
Next time, hit them with the North Pole.
Yeah, like that's what I would have guessed.
Like this woman from Canada who's the customs agent, she had to go work up there. She goes, oh, it was just a 5-day drive from the house.
Fucking
she
take
goes,
a plane.
My husband came with me. I'm like, I go, you guys. But the thing that made me sad, I got to get this out. They were like, yeah, we used to travel into the States all the time because so where they live in Canada, it's right above Idaho.
Okay.
Right? So they would come down and they would like, he rides motorcycles. They would come into the States. They're like, yeah, we don't come anymore because, we're afraid.
Of what?
They're afraid.
The big bad wolf?
They're getting fake news in Canada that America is going to do something to Canadians. I love Canadians.
Did you hear he proposed to make them a 51st state?
Wow.
Which is hilarious.
Yes.
It was a joke at first, but I think
It's
he's
not a joke.
serious now.
It's definitely not a joke anymore.
But, and again, listen, I'm a Trump guy. I don't like everything. Don't pick on Canada.
It's not about picking on Canada. It's actually a reality that it would make a little more sense to make them a 51st state than their own country.
Listen.
They don't have a military.
They do have a military.
But we protect them for the most part.
No. But they have a military. And if you realize this, Canada has been our ally in every war we fought.
Yeah.
Every war we fight, Canada's right there with us. Actually, and I think it's still the record, the furthest sniper shot that was ever done was by a Canadian sniper.
Really?
Furthest in the world.
Which war, do you know?
I think it was Afghanistan.
Really?
Yeah. I think he popped somebody's melon from like over fucking a mile away.
How fucking crazy.
Yeah.
How much
Canadian
math
sniper.
do you think you have to do to like...
Dude, how much math?
The record has been broken.
Who did he hold it before that?
Was it a Canadian?
Well, currently, the way it stands is a Ukrainian sniper
Hit a Russian?
3,800 meters
Whoa.
or 2.36 miles.
Oh.
Took out a Russian soldier.
As of recent?
2023.
Wow.
Almost 3 miles. Well, 2 miles. 2.36 miles
Bro,
away.
what does that fucking man look like? Can you imagine? I wonder how long it took to hit him.
Bro.
Probably took 2
Think
business
about
days.
it. He heard it, and then he was dead.
He probably heard something, didn't know what it was, and then
He
died.
heard from that far away. I don't even know if you hear it.
Oh my God! Look at that thing.
Wow.
Give me the phone. I want to show the camera. That thing is fucking crazy. That thing is bigger than him.
My screen's good?
Oh my God. Look at this fucking gun.
If there's a guy that can take you out from 3 miles away, you got problems. And he's an older guy.
Yeah.
He's old. Look how big that gun is. Wait, hold on. I got to expand this image. Can you guys see that?
I'm
Zoom in
going to
on that,
tell you
Joe.
this right now. This guy probably doesn't even have a spotter. He's going like this. He's putting his finger in the air.
Dude, that thing is
feeling the wind.
That thing is insane.
And he is popping your melon from 3 miles away.
Oh my God. I wonder how long it took for the bullet to hit him.
He is pink misting people from 3 miles.
Dude, he's 58 years old.
Oh my God, I love that guy.
Oh my God. That's a new world record, hitting an enemy target at 3,800
Well, you know
meters.
what it is, right? Can I tell you why he did that?
Why?
He grew up in the 80s.
Just because.
Because we're badasses.
Right. He
You
reps
know?
your
All of us that
generation.
grew up in the 70s and 80s, we're total badasses.
Look at this bullet.
We all had BB guns.
Yeah.
And we all could, oh my God.
That thing has to be 7 inches.
Took his head right off.
Oh my God. It might have, I mean, the sniper shots don't even have to hit you sometimes. They can just blow your fucking head off.
If it went by his head,
Right.
take a piece of his head off.
Yeah, that's what I've heard that.
Yep.
That's
that size bullet?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it just has to
dude.
graze you. It's taking a chunk of your head out.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well, anyway, we may see Canada become the 51st American
All
state.
right. Well, I listen, I don't want it to. I want them to stay Canada, stay real, keep doing what they're doing. It's just the trade thing has to get like, listen, we have to, and this is my little tirade of the way I feel. Canada, the United States, and Mexico. We're our own continent, and we have to like literally take care of each other. And you know, if the U.S. is the big brother and Canada is the middle child and Mexico's our crazy little brother that you know we need to kind of get in line, well, then that's what we got to do. But you know, I mean, listen, man, Mexican people, fucking hardworking people. They just need a chance. It's like, you know, and they want lives and they're about family. And the same thing with, you know, the people in Canada. I mean, they're all spread out there. And I think whatever the United States could do to better those two countries makes us better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
my little rant on that. But anyway,
Back to Italy.
Back to Italy.
And we're back to Italy. So we're still in Verona.
We're still in Verona.
No, we just left.
We left Verona. We're going to Pisa.
Oh, Leaning Tower.
So we go to the
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Best food you had in Verona?
best food I had
Where's
in
the
Verona was, I'm gonna go with those little sandwiches. Better than the Amarone risotto.
okay.
Oh my God, those little sandwiches, they were unbelievable. And the wine that we had there, I mean, her and I, we split a bottle of wine in, you know, at the restaurant. But again, she doesn't really drink a lot. So, and she's 100 pounds.
Right. So she needs one
So
glass.
like, you know, I'm sitting there, she's having one glass and it's like, well, we can't take the bottle with us.
So you're drinking pretty much a bottle every time you guys go out to
Oh
eat.
God, every time we go out to eat, I'm drinking a bottle of wine.
I mean, why?
I'm
what is
drinking
it?
a bottle of wine and I want to take the olive oil and just slather it
Yeah.
all over my face.
But like you said, you don't get that like sluggish feeling from the wine over there.
I never felt sluggish, never had a hangover.
That's crazy. Even all that wine, I'd be
never.
fucking dying.
Yes, always. I have 2 or 3 glasses of wine here.
Right.
I wake up with a headache.
Me too. It's terrible.
Not there.
I wonder if this one will do it to you.
I don't know.
Contains sulfites, motherfuckers.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're killing us.
Fuck. It's a pocket of Italy. It's all
Well,
the time.
we got to start. I have all the stuff in my house to make my own wine.
I'm surprised you don't.
Well, we're gonna. No, we're gonna make it a whole family thing. Joe, you're invited.
Yeah,
Joe,
you
you're
gotta
in.
wait for the fall.
Yeah, October.
Yeah.
We gotta buy our grapes,
Yep.
and then we just gotta. You guys gotta come.
I'm
you
in.
guys gotta come with your young big brains that could look stuff up, and we gotta look
We'll
up
figure
how
it
to
out.
use all this stuff.
We'll make a
Don't-
video out of it.
I've made whiskey.
You know whose stuff it is, right?
No.
Colello's. I
Really?
bought all his winemaking stuff.
Oh, we have to.
Yeah,
Oh,
in honor of
then we-
Tommy.
then we definitely
yeah,
have
of
to
course,
in honor of Tommy.
of course.
I'll teach you how to make whiskey.
Okay, well that's crazy.
It's highly illegal.
Yeah, maybe we don't talk about that.
I
but we
got
can
some in
still
my
do it.
crib. You want some moonshine?
You've made your own whiskey.
Yeah.
You made moonshine.
Yeah.
Fucking light your ass.
I made some bathtub gin the other day.
Really?
Did you?
I made bathtub gin, and when I was in Italy, I made what's that thing
hooch?
called? What's that? I made bidet gin.
Yeah, right in the fucking. And you squirted it up your ass. Let me. I gotta turn this fucking thing off.
Come on.
We went from Verona. We're in Pisa now.
We're in Pisa now.
Okay.
Pisa was the hotel in Pisa was awesome. By the way,
Best hotel so far.
one of the best.
Okay.
Best hotel was our last hotel in Rome.
Okay.
It was awesome. But Pisa, nope, it wasn't Pisa.
Oh,
It was Florence.
you went Florida
Because Pisa, we didn't stay in a hotel. Pisa, we just stopped. It was like a day trip.
Okay, so Florence next.
So we go to Pisa, and again, we go where the Leaning Tower is. There's a basilica. There's the whole thing. And it's like you're there, and you're like, wait a minute. Like, this is it. I've seen a million pictures. You know, I got the picture of Anita holding it up. I took mine perfectly. She kind of shit the bed on a little bit of taking mine. I kept telling her, you got to move the camera. She didn't want to hear me. She wanted to like get it the perfect. I was like, no, you just got to move the
Fucked it
camera.
up a little bit.
The picture I have of her, it looks like she's literally holding it up.
Yeah, it's
Perfect. But we went in, again, another one of these places because, you know, she's like Jane Fonda, like some kind of fitness girl. Oh, let's do the stairs. We're going to go all the way up the stairs. I'm like, all right, well, you know, your husband's a little older than you, but it's okay.
Right.
You want to run up the stairs, give me a heart attack, that's fine. We go up these stairs, same freaking thing. The stairs start out big as you get to the top of this thing. But then you're at the top and you got, again, 360 view, 360
Top of
degree
the
view.
The Leaning Tower.
Top of the Leaning
I
Tower.
didn't think you go up there.
We went all the way to the top, but then she's like, what are these stairs? They're stairs that go even up higher. So like if you look at the Leaning Tower, it goes up and then there's a little platform and then there's like a smaller thing
Yeah,
inside that goes up. You could go up that thing too. So we went up that. Now we're at the tippy top of the Leaning Tower, which it was hilarious. The picture she has of me coming out of there, I'm like actually like sucking myself in to like squeeze out of this thing. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like, dude, just being up there and getting like 360 view of, you see Pisa, and there was like a soccer stadium here with like a big Pisa in the stands.
That's cool.
But then like just the views of like Tuscany and the mountains and everything else, you're like, again, you know, and everybody says it. What am I doing? But I go back to if you travel around the United States, you're going to see beauty beyond your imagination. You're not going to see, what you're not going to see is buildings that are 2,000 years
Of course.
old.
Right.
And the history and the culture. But we're getting there. We're 250 years old, you know.
Right. You see something 200 years old, that's still pretty cool.
It's
You go to like Gettysburg, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's still fucking sick.
it's fucking sick.
I think the one thing, like you said, is we don't really have a united culture because we're all so diverse, which is beautiful.
Yes.
But it's like you're not getting, these guys have been rooted in the same culture for thousands of years.
But the days that we could celebrate our country, we should.
Oh, absolutely.
Memorial Day,
Right.
July 4th, July 5th, my birthday,
Of course.
and Labor Day.
Right.
And the other days that, you know, represent our country, the people that fought and died for our country, the people that just built our country, which were a lot of Italians, by the way.
Right. Mind you.
And, you know, I just think that's important. But again, Pisa, like again, we walked into like this other little thing. It looked like nothing. We didn't know what it was. It was like a graveyard, but all the tombs are on the ground and into the walls. And you're just walking around, and there's these the mosaics, like with the little like chips of like tile.
Yeah.
You're looking at these mosaics and you're like, somebody sat there and put these things on the wall and made that picture.
Yeah.
You're
so
looking
cool.
up at the ceiling and you're like, somebody painted that and it's 3-dimensional. And they did it 2,000 years ago using like a painting style that was invented by some French guy.
Yeah.
And you're just blown, like you just sit there with your mouth open like the whole time. Like you walk in a place that you think like I actually have to go back to our first day in Travestia. We walked into a little church that looked like nothing. We walked inside. Anita started crying.
Really?
She was so like, she literally just started crying. Like, and it was like, because it was actually like the first church that we walked into. And it was just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They had a mosaic in the church of, it was the Blessed Mother holding Jesus. I mean, and like just everywhere you looked, it just celebrated God.
Yeah.
And it was just mind blowing. But now moving ahead, Pisa. What did we have in Pisa? Oh, there was a McDonald's in Pisa.
No way.
And everybody kept saying the McDonald's here is totally different. So I wanted to try the McDonald's. She was like, no way. So we went down, again, walked in this little cafe. We got sandwiches, right? In this little cafe. Got a sandwich. I got a beer. She got a glass of wine. And we walked to the bus that we were going on. Fucking sandwich. Off the charts.
From McDonald's?
No. The sandwich was from like a little cafe.
Okay.
Little cafe, like when I tell you, tiny. Like think of like a little deli here.
Yeah.
It's like a little deli. Phenomenal.
Does everybody speak English?
Everybody speaks English.
That's crazy.
Everybody speaks English, and if they don't, they talk with their hands.
You understand?
And you understand.
Yeah.
And so from there, we went to Florence.
Okay.
Florence was mind-blowing. So we go to Florence. We pull into Florence. It was like maybe an hour and a half ride. Oh, so during the trip, we would stop at these little rest areas there on the highways. So we were talking before about where's one of the best places that you had pizza.
Yeah.
At one of these rest areas.
No.
I'm not even kidding you. Dude, we go to this rest area, we walk in. Just imagine a rest area that is like the best Italian deli that you've ever seen here with
That's so crazy.
all kinds of meats, cheeses, olives, pasta. The ladies behind the counter, all little old ladies.
In the rest stop?
In the rest stop, busting out pizza, fresh bread to put your cut right there, cold cuts on.
Oh my God.
So Anita goes, I'm getting pizza. I go, okay, I'm going to get a sandwich. I get a sandwich. It was delicious. She goes, Steve, you got to taste this pizza. It was pizza with like, you don't ask for pepperoni either. You ask for pepperoni there, they think you're an asshole.
Right.
Yeah, you don't ask.
It's like asking for spaghetti meatballs.
You want salami.
Okay, yeah.
So you get salami on your pizza. So we had this, it was pizza Diavolo or something, like hot. It was like a hot.
Yeah.
It was like a hot
salami.
salami on there. Bro, one of the best pizzas I had there was in this freaking rest area.
And you're in Florence now.
We're on our way to Florence.
So is the style like a Neapolitan style pizza? Like what kind
Well,
of?
that's the other thing. There was a pizza that we had that I didn't like. It was like almost like on. It was the thinnest.
Yeah.
It was just like super thin and just like real crispy. It didn't do it for me.
No?
No.
I'm surprised. Like a bar
was
pie?
like- Nah, it was like almost eating a pizza on like a matzah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like real like hard.
You ever
like
had the Domino's thin crust?
No.
Exactly the same.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it sounds
I
like.
love it though.
Nah, fuck that. You ever been to Columbia Inn? I'm sure you've been there.
No.
Never? In
What about Forte's? You been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you compare it to the grandpa pie or no? Even crazier.
No, that grandpa is different, but that stuff is great.
That is basically almost cheese at that point.
I love that stuff.
It's like cheese on a cracker.
I
so good.
got to tell you so a couple of places that we had pizza, but the difference is because again, we're spoiled and we're here and we have really good pizza here. The difference is you eat pizza here, right? If you have more than one slice, you're feeling
Yeah, like a real New Jersey slice. Yeah.
you don't feel good.
No.
There, like I almost wanted to go to this little grandma lady and say, just keep them coming till I pass out. You know, like I'm gonna keep eating these slices of beautiful deliciousness.
Oh.
Just keep cutting the pepperoni, putting it on there, and just keep them coming until I go down.
So does Italy have better pizza than New York, New Jersey?
I actually, yes, I did that. Yes, they do. Just because the ingredients are fresher.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. The guy that's in the pizzeria that's from Naples, he's making pizza the same way his family's always made pizza in New Jersey. And he just maybe can't have the ingredients that they have there or the freshness of things that they have there. But he's making the same thing and you're eating it and you're like, oh my God, this is, I mean, like, listen, I'm not a pizza connoisseur, but I mean, you have pizza in New York and New Jersey. I mean, I've had some bread. I mean, to me, some of the best bread is, and again, this is a free plug. This is the last one you get.
That's it.
It's in East Hanover, okay? Sorrento's.
I've been there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorrento's bread. So, talking about the tradition of going to your father's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me, Michael, and Nicole, we would drive to Sorrento's, pick up 5 loaves of bread, and by the time we would get to your house, 4 of the heels were ripped off already.
Right.
And we ate them because the bread is just, I don't know what, his name's Pasquale, the guy that owns it.
You think he's still there?
He's 100% still there. I know he is. Bread's fantastic. That's my favorite bread in Jersey. In New York, I don't know where I was. I was in Brooklyn. I was driving my old boss that I used to drive. And I went to go just get something to eat at this place that touted themselves as like, you know, big shellfish place. So I got mussels. They brought out a panel, like the round loaf of bread. Oh, I crushed it with the sauce. And I literally told him, I go, listen, I know this is going to be a weird request. I'll pay for it. Bring me out more sauce and another loaf of this bread. And bring me out another glass of wine. I sat there outside, and I'm just sitting there dunking and eating.
Where were you?
I was in Brooklyn somewhere. I don't even know where the hell I was in Brooklyn. I wish I remembered.
Brooklyn bread is fucking phenomenal.
Dude, this bread was all, and this was like the bread they made in this restaurant. Like you could tell just the way it came out.
Yeah,
it was all like, it wasn't shaped real nice. It was like, yeah, somebody's back there just whipping it up, throwing it in the oven. And it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was, and that same trip to Brooklyn, that was one of the first places I got hit on by a gay guy. And it made me feel so good.
I was going to say, probably felt good.
Oh, dude. Anytime I get
They give great compliments.
Anytime I get a gay guy like hitting on me, I gotta tell you, it makes me feel nice.
You know you got a nice outfit.
You know you're either like you got something going on right, or you look pretty good that day.
yeah. Like they always say something about the hair or the shirt.
Oh my god! Like, and it's only happened to me twice, but like twice, I got all red, and I'm like, oh, you think so?
I like to think that they're saying what every girl thinks. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
Except not.
No, but we can think that.
I could think that in my head. I could have a big head for a day.
Exactly.
That I'm a good enough looking guy that a gay guy would hit on.
That's a good day.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So okay, back to Italy.
Florence,
right.
So Florence, we get to Florence.
Now, I'm sorry, is Florence? I think Florence is a little more higher end, right? Like
Florence is higher end.
Yeah,
100%.
Buildings are more structured. It looks a little more,
but it's still 2,000 years old.
Right.
I mean, the Medici family that was very prominent. They lived in Florence. They brought a lot of the art, the culture, everything else, the money. They were like the first bankers of Italy. So
you got a fact for us? What?
I hear bad things about this family.
Yes.
The Medicis? Why? What's wrong with them?
Conspiracies.
You got one?
Don't drink Pellegrino.
Why?
It's to kill you.
What?
Yeah.
I love Pellegrino.
Medicis own the Pellegrino.
And they want to kill me?
Yeah, they're trying to population control through the Pellegrino.
Who says that?
Josh.
Google?
No, Josh met some people that know some people.
I don't know.
I love Pellegrino water.
There's still Medici people around? Are there really?
I'm sure the Rockefellers are around for sure.
Oh, that obviously.
It's the I don't want to throw the symbol up, but it's the world order.
You think? I don't know if I believe all that. I got to be honest with you guys. I think conspiracies are fun because people like to make them out to be like. You know what
the problem with a conspiracy theory is? 99.5 will come out to be true.
I don't know.
After time passes, and listen, in the age that we live in right now of technology and everything else, and loose lips sink ships, and people all want to be heard and everything else, that's why you're hearing about all these things. These things were in the shadows for a long time.
That's my point. So, why at this point, why don't we see videos? Why is it all still rumors about this stuff?
You got all this money in the world. You don't think you have more of a...
Come on.
You could whatever you want to do.
We need one outlaw to say, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go and take a video and put it on Twitter.
Let's not name who, but I've heard...
no, but I don't think...
I've heard confirmations of many things. Real. I don't even have to think that.
Listen. I like hearing about them. They're interesting to me.
I didn't know.
It's like ghosts to me. I don't believe in ghosts either.
You don't?
No, that's different. Wait a
second. Did you just say you don't believe in ghosts?
I've never seen one. I've never felt one.
Uncle Steve, the mic.
Wait, did you just say you don't believe in ghosts?
Have you seen one?
Wait, did you just do this as a ploy?
I swear to you, I've never seen one. I think people that feel them are they're making things up.
Okay.
Wait. I think it's just angels and demons. I don't think it's people stuck here.
Okay.
I think it's just angels.
All right.
Do you think there's humans?
So I'm gonna have to go. So here we go. You said it was. You said it was okay to sidetrack.
No, please do. If you have felt another human soul on this planet, I would like to hear about it.
I didn't feel one. Okay.
Oh, I did forget about it.
You forgot about it.
I did forget about it. Okay. I did. You used to live with one. Wait, go ahead. Wait, please tell them.
All right. So. Okay. So. Me and my ex-wife, 2 little kids, we move up to Chester, New Jersey.
Yes. Okay.
Lived on this road called, I think it was actually called Larison Road. We lived on the Larison Farm. Now, the Larison Farm had a big house, and then it had smaller houses, right? So we lived in the big house, which they converted into a duplex. Okay. So we go in and we go downstairs, and the downstairs, there was a fireplace that split one room from the other. Now, this house, mind you, was the farmhouse from the 1800s. Actually, I think late 1700s. Okay? So the fireplace downstairs is blocked off. Can't use it. Not allowed to use it. So now I'm thinking, oh, they got renters. They don't want renters using the fireplace.
Makes sense, yeah.
It does make sense. So, we're there for a little while. And my ex-wife would say to me, Steve, something's wrong here. Something's weird here. I can't shut the water off. It's like somebody's messing with me. And I hear somebody calling mommy when I hear somebody saying mommy when none of the kids are around. So I'm like, I go, yeah, okay, ghost, right? You're feeling something. You're blah, blah, blah. I'm making fun of her. Right. So now time goes on. And the way it went, there was the bottom floor, second floor where my two kids were. And then there was like a third floor where my bedroom was. Okay. So one night I'm upstairs sleeping and I hear Michael playing with somebody. It's like 3 a.m.
How old is Michael at this point?
6.
Okay.
7.
So young enough to have like an imaginary friend that you could like assume.
Young enough to have an imaginary friend.
Right. Okay.
I go downstairs. He's sitting Indian style, looking at the wall, going like this, like playing with somebody. I'm like, whoa, I go, hey. I go, whoa, what are you doing? He's like, Dad, I'm just playing with the little boy. I go, all right. I go, okay, buddy. I go, come on, let's go to bed. So I put him in bed. And I laid down and I'm facing the doorway. Facing the doorway and I'm just sitting there and I'm starting to doze off. And all of a sudden, I hear and I see a little blonde curly hair little boy dressed like the 1800s run past the doorway. I go, what the fuck was that? I pull the covers over my head. I grab him. I'm like,
because you're sleeping with him. Oh, he's in your bed.
yeah.
Okay.
He's in his bed. I'm in his bed.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. So now you want to think, all right, Stevie D, you're all fucked up. You were tired, you whatever.
Right.
I go next door, because remember I told you it's a duplex. I go next door. I knock on the door. Suzanne comes to the door. Now, Suzanne was an attractive, taller, red-haired lady who, she was a single mom and she had her boyfriends there and the things were like paper thin, but we won't get into that whole story.
That's fine. Yeah.
But anyway, so I go to Suzanne. I go, hey, Suzanne, I go, let me ask you something. I go, last night I'm in the house and Michael was kind of playing with somebody and then I saw, and she stopped me. She goes, oh, you met Michael? I look at her, I go, what the fuck did you just say? She goes, take it easy. He's really friendly. I go, wait a minute. I go, you're telling me I'm living with Casper? I go, hey, Suzanne, I go, I think you got to disclose this to people before they move into your house.
Oh, she owns it.
She's the caretaker.
Got it. Okay. And she says, you met Michael?
You met Michael. Wait. So Michael lived in the house in the 1800s. He fell into the fire and died. Michael fell into the fire and died and never left. Never went home. Never went to the light. Nothing. So she tells me this. I go back. I say to my ex-wife, I apologize. You were right. The water was shutting off. There was somebody calling mommy. I go, we got Michael living in the house. She goes, what's a Michael? I go, well, we got a little blonde-haired, curly little boy that hasn't found the light yet. I go, don't worry about it. I'm going to do an exorcism. She goes, what are you going to do? I go, I'm going to send him back to the light. She goes, she doesn't even ask a question. She goes, okay, me and the kids are going to be out of the house.
Let's put a robe on.
Okay. No, I didn't put a robe on. I got up, took a shower, got dressed. I went downstairs to my son. Oh, the thing that I'm leaving out. So my ex-wife tells me, she goes, anytime I would open the window in Michael's room to air it out, there was a beanbag chair. It was a Miami Dolphin beanbag chair underneath the window. She goes, Steve, I always found a footprint in it.
Come on.
She goes, I couldn't figure it out. Yeah. So.
The ghost name is Michael and your son's name is Michael.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
How freaky is that? So now, what do? The big exorcism that I am.
I wish I was there to watch this.
I wish somebody was there to watch this because I'm all alone. Nope. I walk in. I take my chain out. I'm like, Jesus be with me. I don't know. Because like you hear these stories. Yeah, little tiny little friendly ghost, right? But he's a ghost. He throws you around the fucking room. Next thing you know, I'm getting slammed into walls and shit. But anyway, I open the window and I go, hey, come in here. So then I kind of scare myself. Then I scare myself. I go, maybe I shouldn't yell at this thing.
Right.
Because if it gets mad, it's going to start slamming me. Like, I'm going to be that guy getting slammed into fucking walls by a little tiny ghost.
Right.
So I go, hey, come in here. I go, listen, it's okay. Because then I started getting scared myself. I'm like, all right, I'm a little afraid of this fucking ghost coming in and slamming me around. So I'm like, hey, it's okay. You could come in. You could play with the toys. But I go, hey, look. Then I got my stones up a little. I go, hey, look. I got to be honest. I think you should go. I literally said, I think you should go to the light. I think your mommy and daddy probably miss you. And you should go with your mommy and daddy. And you should leave here. And I exercised it.
Come on.
But then we were like going through a divorce and I got thrown out. But she told me that, she goes, she doesn't remember saying it after
to that day.
Yeah, after I did my little exorcism. Maybe he went home. Maybe he just needed to go home. I don't know. But for you to say you don't believe in ghosts, listen, and to your point, could it have been a little devil? Could it have been something the devil put there just to mess with me? But I don't know. Everybody that's lived there saw the same little...
And you were the one to bring him back home.
And then Stevie D exercised.
Come on.
Listen, by the way, anybody at home, there's a Rent to Uncle Steve app out there. You can rent an Uncle Steve. I could do exorcisms. I could do proms. I could scare prom dates.
Oh my God.
Yeah, whatever you need.
That is... I guess I would be so interested to understand like what happened to that little boy that he...
Listen, it's hard for me as a Catholic to believe the whole ghost thing.
Right.
But I've seen one. And then, I don't know what this was, but you know the story about my father, when my father died. Okay. So.
That's my favorite. Okay.
You better buckle up.
Yeah.
When my father passed away, I got called. I was working in Irvington at the time. I had to drive down. I'm in full uniform. I go down there. And that's where a doctor with real bad skills came out and told me, basically, your father's going to die. He didn't like soften the blow. He just said,
like people skills, you're saying.
That's going to be gone. Bedside manner.
Right,
I was trying to think of the word.
Yeah, sometimes they're fucking terrible.
So, me standing there in my full war regalia, I look at this doctor and I go, I'll tell you what. I go, are you a doctor? He goes, yes, I'm the doctor that worked on your father. I go, oh. Why don't you call one of your friends and go in there and fix him? Or I'm going to send you to heaven first. He goes, well, take it easy. I don't know if you could really talk to me like that. I go, well, I don't think you should come out here and tell me that my father, who means everything to me, is going to die. You better get the fuck back in there and fix him. So the doctor goes away. Then my father ends up, 3 days go by, And, they tell us, yeah, this is probably going to be it. So I go out to, in the hallway, they had these big windows and these like little courtyards. So I'm looking down the courtyard and I'm like, all right, God. I go, listen, I need you to send me something to know that my father's going to be okay, that he's going to heaven and he's going to be all right. I just need to know he's going to be all right. I'm standing there, I'm looking, I'm trying to like look for anything. A leaf to fall, a bird to fly in, a butterfly, anything. It was February. There was nothing around, right? Nothing. So what do? What everybody else would do. I go, thanks, God. I go, I really appreciate it. So now he's going to die. I don't know nothing. I go, thanks. I go, after everything, like I'm arguing with God. Well, I don't know if you guys noticed. God doesn't like to be argued with. So I go to the other window. I'm standing there. And I swear on everything holy, this is what happened next. You feel somebody like standing next to you, like looking at you? So I'm standing there and I look next to me and I'm like, I look next to me, I look away and I go, holy shit. This guy standing next to me looked just like my grandfather, my father's father. Younger. The glasses, the nose, the ears. And I'm like, I look at him again and he's like, staring at me. And he goes, having a bad day, son? And I look at him, I look on his shirt. He's a janitor. Like he's like one of the guys that worked at the hospital. And his name was Carl. My grandfather's name was not Carl. And I'm like, yeah, I'm having a bad day. Because I understand. He goes, it'll get better. I go, okay. I go, if you say so. Because I'm still trying to process it in my head. This guy looks like my grandfather. So he goes, everything's going to be all right. And whoever you're praying for, they're going to be okay. I'm like, okay. So now I walk away and I walk into the room where all my family is. This guy, Carl, stands across the hallway from this like waiting room, leans against the wall with his foot up on the wall. And he's just sitting there looking in the waiting room. So I'm like, okay, this has to be just me. I'm up for like 3 days. I'm like hallucinating. So I get my one aunt, my Aunt Carol, who just passed away. God rest her soul. I go, Aunt Carol, look outside. She looks outside. She jumped out of her skin. She goes, oh my God. She runs and grabs another one of her sisters, my Aunt Patty.
This would have been her dad.
No, this would have been my father's father, who they knew.
Right, okay.
They're like, oh my God, it's Henry. It looks just like Henry. So my grandfather's name, and I don't have an answer for this. His name was Federico. They called him Henry. I don't know why. They go, oh my God, it looks just like Henry. So they call us. They go, hey, look, I think your father is going to go. So they get me and my brother. And my brother doesn't believe in, my brother's spiritual. He believes in God. But like anything else, my brother's not a believer.
Sure.
He's very skeptical about stuff like that. We're walking out. I go, Jer. I go, did you see that guy? He goes, Steve, it's Pop. He came here to get Daddy. I'm looking at him now. I'm like, what? He goes, Steve, please. He goes, let's go say goodbye to Daddy. He goes, it's Pop. He came here to get Daddy. Go in the room. My father dies. We walk out and this guy, Carl, goes to the elevators. And I remember this. I remember being fixated on it. I'm looking. And I go, is he gonna is he going to press up or down? The elevator opens up. He gets in. It was up, which I was very happy about. But he gets on the elevator and goes. Right after my father died. So this guy, Carl, had nothing else to do, right? But wait outside the waiting room. And then when my father dies, gets in an elevator and leaves. I don't know. Are there ghosts? Listen, did God manifest this to make me feel better? If I'm that blessed that the good Lord would do that much for me, then listen, I'll praise his name all the days of my life. But that gave me a feeling of my father's good. So that's my two ghost things. I don't know if they're ghosts. One wasn't a ghost, but 100% was.
That is insane. That one's crazy. Yeah, I
told my son, I go, listen, if I'm ever sick and old and you see my father, then
just know
I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
And if there's an elevator, hopefully it's going
presses up. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
That
that was a blessing. That was one of, besides my kids and the wife that I'm married to right now, that having that blessing that God sent my grandfather to get my father. And yeah, that was unbelievable. But we're in Florence. That's how I'll tell you what, ADD, ADHD, whatever it's called, it's not a sickness. It's actually a gift.
No, I it's so funny because I sometimes feel bad that I can do it.
Oh,
I'm
right back in Florence.
Okay, me too. All right, but it's insane.
Insane.
We gave that story its moment because it deserved its moment.
Yes.
And I got chills on my fucking arms, and I was not a believer.
Yeah,
but I believe that you tell the truth and what you experienced.
I mean, listen, I saw it.
How can I tell you you're wrong?
I heard it.
Right.
I saw it and I heard it. I mean, I don't know. And the lady validated it, and my two aunts validated what I saw.
I'd like to meet her. I want to meet the lady.
Listen, she was something.
Yeah. She's alone in that house. So go find her.
Yeah, wearing some stockings.
Now, little sidebar. Apparently, that property, before he died, James Gandolfini bought that property.
No way.
Bought that land, built a big, beautiful house there. I mean,
wow.
It was a 150-acre farm. It was beautiful.
Oh my God.
Up there. Oh yeah,
I remember. I visited.
You guys did. You guys
White House.
Yeah, it was a big white house.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
150 acres.
How about that? That I fucking remember that fucking.
That's
7 years
amazing.
Old or whatever.
Yeah.
On the right. This is gonna be weird. Was it on the right side of a road?
It was.
I mean, like a straight. Yeah, I remember it like a fence. There was a
white picket fence.
That's fucking weird.
This is why we're not that smart, John. We got good memory.
That's crazy that I know.
I'll take being not
I'm the
smart.
same way.
I can remember this like it. Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Close your eyes. You can see it exactly.
I see it right now.
I remember. Listen, I remember things that I 100% shouldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I credit it to. This is free. Prevagen and Alpha Brain. Prevagen and Alpha Brain are both brain support.
Prevagen. I think you talked about that.
It's
last time.
Yeah, it's my Prevagen Alpha Brain, Alpha male brain.
I keep saying I gotta do something.
You gotta get on something.
It'll go. Brain fog and fatigue. I gotta.
No way. You're sharp as a tack. Come on.
I don't know.
I think there's other things at play though.
Like what?
From personal experience, that phone does something to you.
My phone. Listen, I'll tell
Your
you what.
brain feel like gray. Like
it feels gray. It feels depleted.
Gotta get off the phone.
Yeah.
There's something. Listen, now we're really going sidebar, but there's something to be said about our generation's lack of motivation, a lack or a sense of feeling of like depression and feeling like they're not having fun with anything they do in life. They can't appreciate any one thing. And it's because you're getting your dopamine sucked dry by this one phone.
How come? So my question is, how come all the titans of the technological industry will not let their kids, grandkids, or anyone have technology?
I bet there's something so much deeper than, I mean, let's think about it. So I put this ring on, this Oura ring or whatever, and just got it 2 weeks ago. I feel like I don't want to leave the house with this thing on. This was something I didn't even know existed 2 weeks prior. But now it's so connected to me. I don't want to miss out on steps or miss out on my sleep score. It's a sickness. You know what I mean? I'd rather chop my right hand off than never touch my phone again.
I'm telling you right now.
So I promise you. But if I had the option of having a phone or a right hand, my right hand's gone.
No, but all kidding aside, what I want you guys to do, and you're young guys, leave the house without your phone.
It's liberating.
It is, but sometimes
it's scary as fuck.
Dude, just listen to me. It's okay. You know why? I didn't have a cell phone.
Be all right.
I didn't have a cell phone. You're okay. You know why? You're not that important. Nobody wants to fucking talk to you. Nobody wants to hear from you. And if somebody's really trying to reach you, you go home, look at your phone and fucking say, just try it one day. Take your Oura ring off. Take all the bullshit off. Go fucking for a walk.
I know.
Or go fucking play basketball at a basketball court. And maybe fight somebody. It's fun.
Yeah.
As long as they're not going to, fucking 2025 it up and fucking shoot you or stab you. As long as you could just fight them. Yeah. Just fucking like push somebody and go, hey, go fuck yourself. Fuck you. And just push somebody. Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
And go, hey, you have your cell phone? And the guy's going to go, no, I left it home. I'm all fucking crazy right now. And that's why you're fighting. I'm all hot in the ass. Well, I have no cell phone.
I tell you what. Talk about like, I'd say, because I do. My energy sometimes feels like it's nothing. I put my phone away and your brain does this, like, it's like a fight or flight mode. It's like, where's my phone? Like, now I'm fucking, bro, I don't realize how I don't want to be bored.
I fucking, sometimes I leave my phone upstairs. I leave my phone just somewhere else and I just go. Or sometimes I'm driving and I go to Anita. Fuck, I left my phone home. And she's like, you want to go back? I'm like, no. I go, fuck that thing. Yeah. I don't even want it.
I know.
I want to spend time with you. My little ray of sunshine.
That's great.
I do.
Maybe we'll grab food after this and we'll put our phones away.
I'm saying I want to get a property in the woods one day.
Oh,
and I want to do a weekend 4 times a year. Give me your phone. Put it away 3 days. Just
yeah, I need that terribly.
Listen
right
to
now,
me.
bro.
All kidding aside, that's a great idea.
I do. I need that.
You get out into the woods, especially the woods. The grounding and just like touch a tree.
Yeah. Go hug a tree.
Dude, like just fucking like sit there with your feet in a river.
Yeah.
Feels
good.
Be a fucking man.
I'm growing some grass. Come to my crib.
You're growing grass just to touch it?
I used to do it at my mother's house when I used to live with her.
Dude, I love your growing grass. What are you doing? You just have a pad of grass?
That's fucking hilarious.
My dog ruined the grass. And I'm tired of cleaning his muddy feet. I found turf, like
that's smart.
Athlete turf, like cleats.
Right.
Grew it. We're week 2 right now. Week 3, I could mow it, and then it fills up even more.
How big?
What, my area?
Yeah.
That's not that. My backyard not that big, but to me, it's big.
Yeah.
Dude, let me tell you something. That's your kingdom.
Yeah.
My grandfather down in Belleville, he had a little freaking patch of grass.
Yeah.
He had 2 strips where he would grow cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers. Oh my God. He grew his, I'll never forget, on the outskirts, I could see it now, on the outskirts of his little patch of grass. He grew all his herbs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The smell of like a fresh basil.
Oh, and he made the homemade wine. Oh. And he would, now here's the thing I got twisted, and I have to correct this, and it's good if I correct this here. So I used to always tell a story because somebody told me a story, and it was apparently a story. That my grandfather used to catch squirrels and he would whack them out, kill them, morta, dead. That he would put them in a garbage can. It was probably my brother who told me this crazy ass story. He goes, Steve, Grandpa would catch the squirrels. He would throw them all in a garbage can. He would snap their necks, throw them in a garbage can. He would throw lime on them. Then he would set them on fire at the end of the year. I'm like, really? So I bought into all this shit, right?
Right.
So I'm talking with my Uncle Nick, And I go, Uncle Nick, I go, what about Pop, the way he used to kill those squirrels? I go, you think that's from World War One? He was just nuts. And he was seeing like the squirrels were like the Austrians or something. He goes, Steve, what are you talking about? He goes, Pop had to have a heart trap. He would catch the squirrels. He would make me drive them to Branch Brook Park and let them out. I go, Uncle Nick, I go, are you just saying this? And my Uncle Nick is like the most realest, straightest shooter that walks the earth.
Right.
He goes, what the fuck? He goes, you think I'm lying? He goes, I used to have to drive your grandfather to fucking Branch Brook Park every fucking 2 days with these fucking squirrels in my car shitting all over the Cadillac.
That's crazy.
So, my grandfather was not a squirrel killer.
All right, story's debunked now.
Debunked.
I like that. I like the you.
Yeah, I had to straighten it out because
like
I told the story of him killing the fucking squirrels.
Right, we don't want that. We don't want fake,
I don't want
fabricated
I
stories.
don't want fake news.
Everything we
fake...
say on this podcast is real.
Oh, this shit's real.
Yeah, we're not lying about anything.
Anybody wants to call me out on this, listen, you can fact check all you want, but you know.
No, you're gonna find it. Oh, you know what? I was just talking to had another trooper reach out and say hold on, let me get my story right. He reached out and said that he was the reason for the law that legally allows you to pull somebody out of the car whenever you want to.
Really?
Yeah. I forget what law that is, but there's a law that's something that you're allowed to take anybody out of the car.
Well, you can get somebody out of the car if you feel that your life's threatened or that someone else in the car's life's threatened.
Right. Maybe it was something like that. And that was enacted because of him or something.
It could be.
And it was started in Jersey.
I'm not gonna dispute it.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, like Italians created everything good. The New Jersey State Police created every great law that's in our country.
Right.
Actually, I think George Washington in his heart wanted to be a trooper.
A New Jersey state trooper.
A New Jersey state trooper.
Right.
Yes.
He kind of was the crazy motherfucker that led him to victory. So are we in Florence yet?
We're in Florence. Listen, I'm right back there.
We're back in Florence.
So we get to Florence and we go to the top of this, like Florence is kind of like in a valley.
Mm.
We go to the outskirts of the valley and there is a fake statue of David.
Fake?
Fake. It's not real. It's a replica of the statue of David. The replica was mind-blowing. But the view we had was of all Florence. All the orange clay roofs, the Duomo, and then beyond, when you look beyond Florence, you saw Tuscany, all the rolling hills.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, unbelievable. Unbelievable. We go to our hotel. We have to change. We're going to an olive vineyard now. Or olive grove. Right? Not vineyard, grove.
Yeah, you got to get the answer for me. So
yeah, somebody's got to fact check that.
Someone's got to know.
We go there, and there's a family that has been there for 100 and something years growing olives. This guy is telling us how his olive oil won awards in New York City, all over the world. His olive oil has won awards. He's bringing them out. This guy and his kids were so proud of what they did.
That's awesome.
But so there was a way he wanted you to taste his oil. So he had two bottles of olive oil on the table. And I think one was aged a little longer than the other. One was maybe extra virgin. I don't know. They both, like this guy loved me because once he gave me the green light to start pouring this olive oil as much as I wanted. So he brought out hard pieces of bread. And there were like in little cups, there was like garlic cloves. Oh. The garlic, they grew right there. everything that we ate, like a whole meal, everything in this meal was right from that place.
Right.
The cheese, the only thing that wasn't from there was the wine. It was Chianti Ruffino, Ruffino being the region where it was made, and it was his best friend that owned the wine vineyard.
That's awesome.
So we had the wine from his best friend. Hard piece of bread. He goes, take the garlic, rub it on the bread 3 times. No more than 3 times, though. I'm like, okay. 3 times. The hard bread actually acts like a grater.
Right. I was just going to say that.
It grades the garlic just like perfect. And then he's like, put on. Now, people were pouring the olive oil on. Now, we're sitting with all our friends. We're sitting with the Canadians, the hippies, and the girls from Kentucky. So, like, I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm dumping it on. But I'm like, oh, my God, this guy's going to think I'm an American Gavone.
Yeah.
He comes up to the table, more olive oil, dip it in there, get in there, but then I'm thinking to myself, this guy's, the olive oil guy is not as stupid as he looks. They were small little bottles of olive oil.
That was what he's doing.
You could buy them on Amazon. They'll ship them to you. He wants you to dump, slather. I'm like, I go, hey, look. I go, you bring me out a shot glass. I'm going to drink shot glasses of olive oil. I got no problem. I'm going to rub this stuff on my face in a second. So the people at the table, they're laughing their asses off. I'm getting ready. I'm like, Anita, what do you think?
Yeah.
She's like, please. She goes, please don't rub the olive oil on your face. And I'm like, I go, okay, I won't. But drinking wine, we're eating this food, the meal's on. And this guy's walking around and he dials in on me. He comes up to me and he's going like this. Sporta. He's going, he goes, I play the sports. He goes, you play the sports? I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I played it. I didn't know if this guy wanted to get naked and wrestle.
Yeah, right. You don't want to say too much.
I'm in Italy.
Right.
Next thing I know, he's like taking his clothes off.
Right.
We're wrestling. But he's like, sporta. He goes, I play sport. He goes, eat the olive oil. He goes, his plate of good. My plate was like overflowing with olive oil. I got bread sitting in there. I'm like, listen, I go, this is like free olive oil. I'm having at it.
Yeah.
So we're going around. The guy made honey there too. So we're getting ready to leave. The place was like, again, place was a few hundred years old. It was beautiful.
How was the olive oil?
Bro. The olive oil, you can't even explain it. You literally could drink it. You know how they say you could drink olive oil, it's good for you?
Yeah.
You could drink this.
Really?
Johnny.
I love olive oil.
Okay. I'm going to get you the name of this olive oil. You could buy it on Amazon.
Get me the name for sure.
Yeah, Joe whips something up with it.
We're going to do, we'll have so much olive oil. We'll put it on the show. Maybe the guy will fly us out there.
Maybe we could do that little tour.
Oh, my God. Wait. So the funniest thing was they talked about in the pasture, right? They said we had different animals. So they had different animals to grate. Like they don't mow their grass there. They get an animal to bite, to eat their grass, to chop their grass, to what they use to like for whatever they do, whatever kind of farming they're doing or, whatever. Because they have animals on there to make different milk, to make different cheese and stuff like that. He goes, yeah, we went from this animal ate the grass down too much. This animal didn't eat the grass so hot. He's explaining all this. I'm like, oh my God, I got to move here.
Yeah.
If my life consists of being worried about what cow, and it was a little cow was the best one.
Really?
They were like they weren't cows that got real big. They were like these smaller cows. I forget what they're called.
Fluffy?
Huh?
Fluffy?
Maybe. I don't even know. The cows ate the grass the perfect height. So they just pastured these cows out to... Bro, it's
so crazy.
It's such a different life. But then we walked around Florence. I got this belt buckle, this belt from this is Florentine leather, nice and blue.
Wow, bro. How much was that belt?
$56.
Wow.
Wait, so I give the store owner, I give him a New Jersey State Police sticker. He goes, oh. He busts it open, puts it right on his door.
No way.
Yeah, he had stickers from like other police departments.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got a little something for you. I went in my little European man carrying bag that I wore the whole trip, my Merce. I'll tell you what though, I gotta tell you, I'm a big fan.
Oh, I wear a satchel and I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
I wear this thing across my body the whole time there.
It's great.
I had all my shit right here.
Awesome.
I had nothing in my now I walk around with shit in my pockets. People think I'm
Start wearing a fanny pack again.
I might bring it back. Smoking cigarettes reverse
why
like
not?
from Europe.
Like, that's
wear a
what they do.
scarf around my neck.
That you should definitely do. I love that. What is the best? So the best food in Florence?
Best food in Florence. We went to. So there was a famous. First, there was a coffee shop.
Really?
That was like one of the oldest coffee shops in Florence. I said, okay, put it in the GPS. I gotta find it. I gotta go have coffee. I went and had coffee, and I had like a little biscotte. Right? Phenomenal. Then we're walking around and I see another guy that I saw on YouTube. He made these sandwiches and he made the sandwiches were out of cow stomach. Tripe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to have that. Even though I wanted to save my appetite because there was a famous sandwich shop.
Okay.
We go down, we find it. And I'm like, babe, it's not that crowded. And she was like taking long, picking like what sandwich she wanted. And I'm looking and I'm like, fuck. I go, the line's getting big. I go, you better pick soon. So we literally got online. I'm not even kidding you. The line was down the street.
I got lucky.
The line was hundreds of people. Hundreds.
What?
Yes. This guy his sandwich shop is in New York.
What's it called?
I don't know. Joe, you got to look that one up. New York, LA. I think he has like 5 locations. It started in Florence.
Look up like Florence famous sandwich.
So we got this sandwich with this cheese on it. The cheese, it tasted like a combination of cheese and like you ever have like that ghee? What's that butter that's
ghee.
like ghee?
Yeah.
Ghee butter?
Yeah.
It tasted like cheese and like that butter.
Ooh, mixed in?
On like with prosciutto and I mean the sandwich was unbelievable. Her and I stood outside. We ate these sandwiches on the street with about 5,000 other people.
That's amazing.
Then I wanted to get shoes, a belt, and I wanted to get a hat.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find the hat, but I got the belt and I got these, not these shoes. These are obviously my retro Pumas.
Right.
But I got these nice leather shoes. And this nice leather belt from these 2 different places in Florence. And she bought this bag. It was unbelievable. And they just, like everything they do, they just give a fuck about. They care about it. They care about the quality. They literally say, here's my card. Anything goes wrong with this bag, you let me know. I'm going to send you a new one. Like we bought in Venice, we went to Murano Glass. You ever hear Murano Glass?
Yeah, they do the blow the glass.
They make everything there.
Yeah.
So we bought a decanter.
I've seen that.
And the glasses.
How do you get everything back though? Do you
ship it? They're shipping it.
That's so smart.
This is going to take weeks.
Oh, you don't have it yet? Yeah.
No, they got to make it. They got to blow the glass.
The tour people, oh, okay, they're shipping. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. They ship almost like anything you want, they ship. And like the olive oil guy, he literally said, he goes, listen, you can buy it here. Or he goes, I sell it on Amazon. It's my oil sold right from here. It's imported. So his oil is imported to a guy in Lyndhurst.
Oh, really?
That's a big Italian importer.
That's perfect.
And it's the exact oil. No, nothing. It has all the labels on it that it's supposed to.
That's great.
So I'm like, I got home and I ordered 6 bottles of olive oil because I'm going to start drinking it.
Sandwich
rub it on your
place is Al Antico. All Antico?
Yes.
I feel like I heard of that.
That's it right there.
We go right now.
I think we should go right now. It's in the city?
Oh,
Look at, that's probably the one in Italy. Look at that.
Wait, but just so you know,
Oh my God.
from what I've heard, his places in the States and everywhere, they still hold it to the same quality standards that they do there.
So I guess we'll have to be the ones to judge.
Yes.
We'll try it out over there.
We'll be the ones to judge, and 100%.
So overall, you're moving to Italy based on this trip.
Well, like I said, when we were on the bus, we're driving, and I see this sign. It said, English Learning Center. Anita's a teacher. Like, the greatest teacher. Like, I hear her tutoring these kids downstairs, and, like, the patience.
Right.
But, of course, who would marry me that doesn't have patience?
Right.
She, like I said, she rides a unicorn, farts rainbows. You see what she does for my birthday when we're down the
Of
shore.
course. Yeah.
It's balloons. It's cakes. It's,
It's lemon bars.
like, oh, God. Lemon
Does make a great
bars.
lemon bar.
Lemon bars. But, I mean, so, yeah. I'm like, Anita, you're going to teach English. I'm going to teach the Polizia, some American type, whatever training things that
Whatever
I
they
could
need.
do.
Yeah.
And I go, maybe we'll just live here for the summer. Dude, could you imagine? So we talked to our tour guide. We said, hey, if you're an English teacher from America, she goes, they would give you, some places will give you housing.
Wow.
Dude, if I can get housing for 3 months and go live in the motherland
That'd be fucking great.
while she's teaching English, I'm learning.
You're learning Italian.
I'm learning Italian from Enzo.
Right. And you're learning how to make sandwiches too.
And I'm learning how to make sandwiches. And I'm teaching the Polizia a little something.
I think it's great. I think it's a great plan.
Dude. Oh.
You may have to come back for your birthday just to go down the shore.
I would come back for my birthday, but I'd be smoking a cigarette.
Right.
And
I was going to say,
and I'd
you'd
have
come
a
back.
scarf wrapped around my neck.
You would come back so European.
Oh my God, my skin would be beautiful.
Yeah,
from just rubbing olive oil
exactly.
on it.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I think you do it.
I think I should.
So how you said you ended with a bang on the way home?
So we ended with a bang on the way home. We came back to Rome. We came back to Rome and we went to the Vatican Museum.
Right.
Vatican Museum was mind-blowing. Now we got to fly out of Italy,
Right.
right? So I'm at the airport in Rome. We're standing there, stressed a little, right? I go, hey, babe. I go, we got to leave here with as much enthusiasm as we came. I walk into a little store in the airport. But when I tell you, like, these places, like the rest area, the other place where I had unbelievable pizza was in the airport the last day before I left.
In Rome.
In Rome.
Wow.
We get 3 pieces of pizza. I buy 3 half bottles of wine because I'm leaving. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving with the bang.
Right.
We had 3 bottles of wine. Again, she has like a little half a glass. I crushed down the rest of these bottles of wine, the pizza, and we got on the plane and I was feeling good and it was funny. The guy that was flying us was like, the pilot comes out and he gave like a speech
Right.
to the plane. He was like this Italian guy speaking in broken English.
That's great.
I'm going to fly you and we're going to get to it, and I'm like, oh my God, I go, fucking Fabrizio is going to be flying us. This guy was great. He was funny the whole plane ride. He goes, all right, we're going to hit a little bit of turbulence. You know, we hit a little turbulence, but then we landed 10 minutes early. He goes, okay, welcome to Newark Airport. He goes, for all the times that you've been late, I just wanted to let you know you were 10 minutes early today.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty funny.
That's great.
And
You flew back to Newark.
We flew into Newark, and then we get checked in Newark Airport by customs.
Oh, no.
They're walking around with Roscoe, the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, he grabs us. He goes, hey, do you have any food? They confiscated my salami.
No.
You're not allowed to bring meat into the United States. Meat or produce.
Oh, my God.
They took my salami. I was hot in the ass.
That's fucking annoying.
You admitted to them you had salami?
You have to.
What did I say? Go back to the earlier conversation. Miss Unicorn, Rainbow,
Oh, no.
and Butterfly.
Oh, no.
You know that this guy, do you have any food? Nope. I could have had a salami shoved in my pants. I would have been like, nope, no food here.
She goes, yes, we did it.
She goes, but in her defense, we were so tired. She's like, I don't know. I got wine, salami in this bag. My husband bought everything from the airport store. The guy goes, you have salami?
No.
He grabs us like we're like smugglers. We go back to this like back room in Newark. I go,
Oh, you were almost
Oh,
home
my
free.
God.
I go, my man. I go, is this necessary? He goes, is it necessary that you bring illegal things into our country? I'm like, and I was about to unleash on this guy. And then I'm like thinking to myself, okay,
You're not going to win.
it's customs.
Right.
Maybe I should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So this was one of those times I actually just zipped it and I go, you're right, sir. I go, I just was not aware of the, well, he goes, well, now you are. So he kept poking the bear and I'm like, okay. So my bags went through. The little Indian guy working in customs, he grabs, and it was beautiful. It was a piece of salami that had like its own little cutting board. Like it was angled like to the salami.
Oh.
Like so you could almost cut
Just
like
slice
perfect.
it right there.
He took the whole fucking
You know
thing.
he ate that thing too.
You know.
And the guy,
They
the other
took
guy
that
took
shit right
Oh
the
my
fuck
God.
home. He's eating my salami going, yeah, how do you like that, Jersey
Yeah,
fucking guy?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm eating your
He's
salami.
enjoying it too.
My little kids, Natesh and everybody else, they're enjoying your salami.
With some olive oil too and a piece of bread. Oh man. Well, if you had one place to go back to, where would it be in Italy?
I would go back to all of them.
They can't.
I can't. Okay. Venice.
That's it. Really?
Yeah.
Not surprised.
I don't know. I got to tell you, I've always loved the water and like just the water and the people and the food and just there's so much that I feel I missed.
Gondola ride. You need
a
to
fucking
take two
gondola
take
ride
gondola
with not a millennial.
Yeah.
Like a gondola guy that's gonna,
Sing your songs and
you
serenade you.
sing like, I listen. My dream would be I got like Andre Bocelli
Right.
working my gondola, singing songs, except he's blind. He'd be driving me into the wall.
He'd
But,
be all right.
besides that, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I've never been.
And that's,
All right. Well, we may have to go, guys. If you've been to Italy, leave your comments below on the differences between southern and northern Italy.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even talk about that today. Maybe that's for a separate conversation. But
Absolutely.
I'm very curious the difference in culture between the two. But that's it for today, everybody.
Hold on. We're at 2 hours 55 minutes. Might as well make it to the full 3 hours.
Shit.
Whoa.
We've done for 3 hours.
Hit him with the question, John.
What?
When you got there, was it like something primal, ancestral, spiritual that you were like, this is where I'm
You didn't ask
from?
me the question.
Oh, right. Did you feel like you were
Did you
I
soul
feel
was
like you
born
were
there.
home?
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I 100% felt that. I 100% felt like I've been missing out on my Italian roots my whole entire life.
Now, have you ever been to anywhere outside the country?
No.
I wonder if you'd feel that, like, if you just went to like Spain or France or something.
No, not a
I
chance.
don't think so either.
Because, listen, my grandparents,
Right, exactly.
my
Yeah, I get that.
parents, just the culture that I grew up with, to not go to Italy was like a sin. My whole existence.
Let me check that box off now.
First trip, well, I got to go back. Listen, I know everybody says it. I'm going back. I got to go to like southern Italy. I got to go see.
Yeah.
I got to go to Avellino, Monte Gonzaga, where my grandfather was from, Calabria, where my mother's family was from.
Maybe we take a trip.
Let's do it.
I think maybe we got to find the brand out there that wants to send us to Italy, and we do a nice little tour.
And we'll do it, and we'll definitely get your brand some traveling people.
Listen, I think we could find somebody
Nobody's
that wants to
funner than
sponsor.
us, and my wife's a natural born tour guide. So
We'll make something happen.
you guys are missing out.
I went when I was young, like 16 years old. We did the southern. We went from Rome down to Sorrento, and then did like Amalfi Coast. We visited family. It was amazing. But like again, at 16, you don't really know. I just remember eating, and at that point, the only pizza I knew was like Neil's from down the street. So eating like a quattro formaggio pizza on like a real thin crust was like unbelievable. I remember the cacio pepe was like the best pasta I've ever had in my life.
Right.
You had your celiacs at this time already?
I was already diagnosed with I never had celiac. I had Crohn's.
My bad.
I don't think I was staying away from pasta though. I think I was eating everything.
Okay. Well,
and
over there, how did it feel?
I remember feeling better, like way better, and that was like a weird thing for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to have a podcast.
Yeah, because the flour's different.
It's everything's so different over there. So yeah, we have to go back.
I hate the tangent.
Please.
You think celiac, Crohn's, all these like new diseases are because of the pesticides and all this garbage in our food, or do you think it's always been around?
I think there's actually new studies coming out now that like every person with any sort of autoimmune seems to be able to track it back to like a moment of trauma. And maybe it's like a compounded traumatic experience that's happening internally. Whether or not that would have always happened to them, like kind of like it's inevitable in your body, that's hard to find. But I also think it's like, again, if that's like the straw that broke the camel's back type of thing, like who knows? Yeah. I don't know. I remember vividly, like that was the first time I experienced when I was diagnosed. It was like I just started high school. I was playing football. I was super anxious about everything, very insecure, and like my body was kind of just breaking down on itself. So I don't know if that was like the one thing that happened to me. And then
you were insecure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Growing up.
The best.
It's my
pound for pound linebacker. This guy right here that I ever saw tackle. And I've coached, I've played. Pound for pound, if you were bigger, you'd be in the NFL.
Yeah.
You were the best tackler. You had the best nose for the ball that I've ever seen in my life for a linebacker. And I played linebacker.
Well, thank you.
And that's all I got to say.
That's it. Well, yeah. Maybe that's where the
you got to hug this guy, Uncle Steve.
This guy's...
No,
listen. It would fix his Crohn's.
Well, I want to have a whole separate... I'm going to have a whole separate podcast about my experience with Crohn's and what I've learned, but also like what I feel towards people that experience it. There's so much to talk about.
Solo or with like a professional?
I want to maybe do it solo, just like and then if I can find somebody to come on, either like a gastro or somebody that's like experienced in the data and they've studied and they have more knowledge than I do.
I think we could find that.
I'm sure, 100%. I think it's great. I think there's so much to learn about it. But anyway, we digressed a lot on this conversation. It's been 3 hours. It's fucking great. It's the longest podcast we've ever done.
That's a long one.
I got you there. Now we're at 3 exactly. Good place to sign off.
Now we can wrap it up. Thank you so much if you guys have made it this far for listening. As always, like, subscribe, and share. Peace.
Adios.